Hey everyone, welcome to Slimefire Radio episode 308 or 308. It's the Shots Fired episode.
Shots fired right off the start, too.
Yep. For June 13th, 2019. I'm one of your hosts, Kelly Lynn.
And I'm another host, and Adriel.
And I'm Trevor.
Good. Everybody's putting ands in the appropriate places.
And then?
And then. I love that one.
Okay. Why don't we get into what we did in guns? Matthew's going to join us at some point, hopefully. But until then, let's talk about what we did in guns. What we did in guns this week is brought to you by the Calgary Shooting Center. It's Canada's premier firearms retailer. They're having Walther Q5 match steel frames, 9mm. It's a 5-inch handgun, $2,059.
So This is like the new hotness Q5, PPQ, Walther. That's steel framed. I think Hwansik Kim is running this thing now. Is he running this thing?
I think he is. Yep.
Yeah, he's going to be running this thing in production and tearing it up in the States.
Yeah.
And
so, it's all the advantage of a striker fired pistol with the weight of a steel pistol. And now that you're allowed to work on your striker fired trigger pull and bring it down to a constant 3.5, dude, like it's the perfect gun in a lot of ways. It's that Walther quality. It's striker fire if that's your preferred trigger action, and it's steel, so you get the weight, and it's optic ready right out the box.
Cool. You gonna get one?
No.
The price is a little bit high. Like this, the nearest competitor for this would be the Shadow 2 and the Tanfos, and
it's less than a Tanfos though.
In Canada, it's less than a Tanfo.
It's less than a optic ready Tanfo for sure. Look who's joining us.
Hey, hello, folks.
Appropriately, Random Dave.
Random Dave showed up randomly.
Does my mic work?
It does.
Excellent.
Sorry, Kelly. Damn, I screwed that up. I'm so sorry, Kelly.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Dave, how you doing?
There we go. I'm on my headset. Hey, Kelly, I'm fantabulous this evening. How are you?
You are fantabulous.
Well, thank you.
You're also
nice to see
awesome sauce. I'm a fan.
Dave.
We're all fans.
And I have, well, you can't see it because I don't have my my camera on, but I've got your cool trophy that you gave me right behind me.
Aww.
Has a place of honor on top of my gun safe with all the other crap stacked there.
Well, you can see behind me. I have my ass. It's right
there. Yes, Kelly's ass is on a shelf.
Yes, on a shelf.
For all to see.
Okay, we have just started what we did in guns. I'm going to throw it over to Trevor, and that way you can prepare yourself there, Random Dave. Trevor, what did you do in guns this week?
Well, the first coolest thing I did this week was this. So I did it. I did a thing. I went and got a patch with the exact same score I got my last patch with.
You did. Just very
frustrating.
But no, you did really, really well. You said you even got more from this one than last time.
How come you didn't get a better score?
That's a valid question.
It is a valid question, and I'll tell you exactly why I didn't get a better score. I did not shots fired. I did not utilize the time effectively or correctly, and as a result, when you don't use the time to get the rifleman's cadence going to press the shot off during the respiratory pause, you rush shots, you don't shoot on the respiratory pause, and therefore you give up points. If you use the time and press the trigger straight back to the rear like you're taught during the respiratory pause, you shoot more X's. This is a fact. I was all up inside my head because I wasn't out there with the proper mindset. Like I teach mental training for archery, and I always talk about process versus outcome. And I went there with an outcome goal, and that was to beat Adriel and shoot a 243 or better. And instead of, and I didn't, because
245 or better.
Yours is a 44. I posted on Instagram that's a 243.
Math,
so you better get that fixed.
Math is hard.
Fake news, as Trump would say. So 245 or better. Listen, that number is astronomical. It's earth-shattering. To shoot a 240 or better in a maple seed puts you in such an elite class of marksmans. There's literally a very small handful of people that have shot a 240 or better. To be 5 points off of perfect in a maple seed, man, it's amazing. And you did it. And I know we keep saying a cheap Norinco bolt action rifle. That's we're being disingenuous. That rifle is a tack driver. It literally shoots laser beams. That's not the question or the issue. That's not what makes your 244 so amazing. What makes your 244 so amazing is the fact that you did it with a bolt action rifle. And when you find your natural point of aim and you have to interrupt it every time to cycle a bolt and reacquire it, you are so disciplined that it's phenomenal. Your mental game is strong because you know you have a huge handicap going into a maple seed with a bolt action rifle because you know you're going to screw up your natural point of aim every time you cycle that bolt. And that would just drive some people insane, and they would rush the shot, and then it would fall apart. So, yeah, kudos to you, man. I'm still going to try and of course, I don't want to just beat you. I want to get the highest score ever because it's just how I roll. But it's not an easy thing to shoot rifleman. It's not. I think maybe a lot of people take it for granted and think that it's going to be easy. I still got a 237 is nothing to sneeze at, but man, I'd like to break that 240 mark. I really, 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 really would. This is the closest thing I've done with a firearm to archery since I've left archery. The shooting positions, the form, the technique is very similar to having proper form and proper technique for archery, and the mental game is very much like archery. Yep. So
you can use it in any discipline, really. So.
A lot of that stuff is transferable, right?
Yep, pistol shooting. You still need your natural point of aim.
I mean, it's been 2 years since I shot a maple seed. So my first maple seed, I got a 237. I took a full 2 years off and shot another 237. So it works. The techniques that are taught to you work, and I did do better this time with respiratory pause, and I did do better with cadence, and maybe not so much with natural point of aim. I worked so hard at finding my natural point of aim during the first maple seed I took that night when I went to bed, and I was like shifting under the sheets to get comfortable. I literally felt like I was on my mat reacquiring my natural point of aim. It's like when you were downhill skiing all day and you close your eyes, you go to bed at night, you can still feel your legs moving. That's what I can liken it to. It was awesome. So
I do find it odd that you shot the exact same score. I mean, out of 250 points, you shot the exact same score. That's very consistent, sir.
Yeah. And all of my subsequent ones were lower, but higher than the first time.
Yeah.
As I shot during the MQT grind in Fredericton, I shot 3 as well, and I shot 3 this time. But these 3 were all higher. I went 237, 234, 228. Last time I had one in like the low teens. So. 2 things that are going to help me is taking the time while standing and taking the time in prone. Big time, of course, right? Like 5 minutes and I'm still getting up in under 2 minutes. That's not acceptable. It's completely like there's no reason to have a bad shot when you're in prone. You start prone, you stay prone, you have a full 5 minutes, which is an eternity. So hard to change my mindset though from IPSC, right? There's the sights, press the trigger. There's the sights, press the trigger,
That's my problem when I'm shooting sighters in service. Target comes up, boom. Target comes up, boom.
Yeah.
And we've got 10 minutes for sighters. I've taken 30 seconds and I'm done.
There you go. So, but it was an awesome weekend and I really enjoyed it and I can't wait for the next one. Let's get on to what I did next. Oh, I did some reloading with Black Sheep 223 brass. And so anyone who's reloaded for a semi-automatic knows what a pain in the tuchus it is to process that semi-automatic rifle brass. You got to pick it up off the ground. You got to take it home. You got to clean it. Then you got to lube it. Then you got to resize it. Then you got to trim it. Some people add some extra steps in there of decapping it first so that when they clean it, they can have really super clean, shiny primer pockets. And it's like
you got to cut the primer crimp out as well, right? Because half the stuff you pick up is going to have crimped primer pockets.
Yeah, if you're picking up other people's stuff, if you're picking up your own, then it's already done. But yes, I had a lot of that Adriel, and I had to buy a special. I just, the whole buy once, cry once. So I started off cheap, and then, oh, this sucks, and I get a better one, I get a better. So I've gone through about 3 or 4 different versions of primer pocket reamers that remove that military crimp around the primer. And now I'm at the Swageit, which is a press-mounted swager that goes right on my 650, and you cut the primer primer pocket crimp out on that thing, and that's the fastest way I've come up with so far, because you're doing it progressively on your press. You take your brass, you throw in your brass feeder, and you just crank the handle, and it's super fast, but it's still a pain in the butt. And then the other downside is you're handling toxic material. Spent brass is full of all the nasty. So
I was gonna say, your extra step in there is your trip to see your medic to get your lead level checked.
Exactly. So if you want to not drag those toxins into your home, if you want to skip the process of going through processing, you want to skip the step of processing rifle brass, like Black Sheep Brass will send you awesome 223 that is ready to roll. I had loaded already a couple of thousand 223 this winter, but then when my box of Black Sheep Brass arrived, I thought, well, what's 500 more? So I picked up 2 more pounds of powder and a 500 bag of Campro projectiles, and I'm glad I did. The brass is super consistent. It's all trimmed to the same length. I was grabbing random mittfuls of it and case gauging it. So it's already resized. That's the beauty of it too. Just like their 9mm, it's already resized. So it goes through the press like butter.
Yeah, I mean, if you've ever done all your case prep and then gone on to just the assembling of the round, that part is so super fast. So to take all that prep out and just start loading with prepped brass is almost like cheating.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would
absolutely is.
I would do that if I wanted to reload again.
Yeah, because and your press stays super clean. Your press gets dirty from the decapping process when you're knocking those primers out, and that carbon and dirt and stuff is coming out of the primer pocket. The spent primers just
on the lube from the cases, and
if you're gonna, like even now when I go back and reload with my my own brass that I prepped and got the X die ready for. So the X die is a RCBS product that does not allow the case neck to stretch. So if it doesn't stretch, you don't have to trim. So you're eliminating that whole step. But now I got to take these cases, lube them, fire them up into the case feeder, and then that's funny, Random Dave. I saw Kelly laughing. I'm like, there's a comment somewhere I have to read.
Well, you have to read it for our listeners. They can't see our
all right. So Random Dave said, I have a business emergency. I'll be back in 10 minutes. I'm sure Trevor will still be talking by then. And I will be. I'll make a point of it now. So you take the lubed cases and you put those in your case feeder. That lube is going to pick up dust and dirt as it's going through the machine. It's going to end up in your resizing die, right? And then you're going to end up with ammunition that's covered in case lube that you have to deal with. You can wipe them off with a towel one at a time, or you could throw them in a dry media tumbler for 5-10 minutes. That usually will do it, but it's still an extra step. So anyway, be a baller, buy prepped brass. And this is not new, fresh factory brass, right? This is remanufactured brass. So it's not, it's once fired and then processed. So you're saving so much time, and you're saving money over buying factory fresh brass. So I ordered a bunch of Hornady 308 reloading stuff, and it arrived in time for episode 308. And in honor of episode 308, I have here on my left my Stag 10 in 308, and I have my M14 in 308. There are many like it, but this one is mine. So I will keep those close to me throughout this episode, because this is episode 308. So I feel I need to have a little 308 love going on. I might just throw this one right here across my lap because 308. So I got the Hornady. What it does is, and I have to research a bit more and get into it. I got all the stuff on the recommendation of Ryan Stacy from International Barrels, and I asked him what my overall case length should be for my IBI barrel here, and he said, don't guesstimate, just get the tool. So what the tool does is it tells you how long your bullet has to be before it contacts the lands at the end of the chamber. So you can actually find out exactly how long the chamber is when the bullet contacts lands, and then come back a thou or 2 thou and load at that. Of course, this is magazine fed, so I will be, I may have to come back to it. May all be for naught, because if the ideal length doesn't feed from a mag, I'm kind of hooped. Same as my bolt gun. I could do the same for my bolt gun, but my bolt gun is magazine fed as well. So ultimately, I'm still at the mercy of the mag.
So, which tool is it that he recommended you get?
It's the Hornady overall length gauge, something like that. So I got that, and I got the comparator gauges. So you're now, what you're doing is you're measuring off the ogive, not the tip from the case head.
Just the tip.
Just the tip. Yep.
Just the tip.
No, you're not. It's the ogive, not the tip.
Right. You're not. It's no longer just the tip. You're right, Kelly.
Part where it gets a bit thicker.
Okay,
Yeah.
say it again.
No. So close.
Adriel, you got it, didn't you?
Damn,
That. Yeah.
2 sound bites. And then I set up my Dillon to load 308. So it's like I got all this Federal match brass that I need to resize and then trim. So it's like lube it all up. I ordered the case feeder shell plate for 308. So I just take a bunch of 308 cases, put them on my case feeder, and start cranking the handle, right? So I can just resize this 308 brass progressively rather than one at a time on a single stage. Holy workout, Batman! When and it's a small base die, so it's a RCBS small base X die or X die small base die. So the small base die takes them down a little smaller than spec to ensure that they feed in a semi-auto, but it's tight. I'm gonna be able to be like the arm wrestling champion of the world when I'm done processing all this 308 brass, because it's ridiculous. And then I cronied some 9mm and some 45. I was using a modified recipe I got from Captain Andy for my 45, and we nailed it. It was exactly where I wanted it to be. My 9mm, however, the recipe that gave power factor out of one of my 1911s didn't do it out of my other 1911, so I've had to bump up the powder, which is good that I tested this now before nationals, right? So, I mean, I don't run close to the power factor line anyway. If it's 125, I usually run 130, 131, so I have a cushion anywhere in Canada that I go. So I did some chronographing and then did some reloading, and then Mini-Me stopped by. So Mini-Me and myself, and this next person, she goes by, I should know this. My God, Baby June on Instagram. I need to get this right. Hold on. We got to come up with a new nickname for her. I don't want to use her real name on the air. She doesn't have a black badge yet, but she's super keen. I talked about her last week. She's the one. Yeah, Baby June. She follow her on Instagram. She's got an awesome Instagram, all kinds of gun stuff and pro gun stuff. And anyway, she's the one that's like super excited to learn how to shoot. She's not getting into this for fun, which I really admire. She's like, no, if we're going to do this, I'm going to win. Like, I'm going to be the best. So let's start correctly. Let's do this right out the gate. So I'm like, oh yeah. So, yeah, I mean, somebody who comes
suckers, we're going to win.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not kind of interested in shooting. Maybe you could show me some tips. Like, no, make me a machine. It's like, all right, you're the machine. We got it.
There's a better nickname. Yeah.
It is, but it's not very feminine.
Why not?
What's a more feminine machine?
Do you know Bert? Do you know the comedian Bert who does the bit I am the machine? He's shirtless. That's why not. But anyway, yeah, it would be good, but it's too butchy. It's too manly. So we need something feminine yet powerful. So
she already says the machine it is.
All right, the machine it is. If she likes it, I like it. Apparently she's listening. Yes, there she is. The machine it is. All right. Machine, huh?
No, machine.
Machine. All right. So I'm at the range with the machine, and we did some holster draws, some holster drills, teaching her how to do a speed draw. And then we did some bill drills, and we did some. She never got around to the accelerator. I was doing accelerator while she was doing bill drill, and she just smoking them, dropping them in the alpha one after the other. She got to run on the timer for the first time, so that was all pretty awesome. Next, we're going to teach her how to reload, do some speed reloads, speed reload, and reload from slide lock, stuff like that. So we got to find time. Today, all we did was work. She was running around with a lawn tractor, hauling rocks all over the range, while other Trevor and I were building stage 15 for SummerSlam. And then we were also this week on the range getting ready for Friday's level 2. So we did that. We did some construction. My Dawson sights for my CZP10 came in. They're at the post office, so I'm looking forward to grabbing those tomorrow before work. Got the fiber optic in the front, the blacked out one in the rear, so more like target competition style sights for that gun.
The way they all should be.
Exactly, because it's proper. 3 dots. Oh yeah, that's the other thing, June. We're gonna black out your 2 dots in the back. So on your rear sight, help you focus on the front sight better. I mean machine. My bad. What else? Oh, so SummerSlam. I had to increase SummerSlam from 18 stages to 19 stages. I'll try and make this quick. The best analogy I can give you is golf. There's 18 holes in a golf course. You cannot have more than 18 starts, right? You start on hole 7, then you go 8, 9, 10, and you come back around and you finish on hole 6, right? So if you have 18 holes, you can't have 19 teams. So I have 14 squads for SummerSlam, and I only had 13 start positions. The only thing that made sense, rather than move stages around, was to add a 19th stage and you build it somewhere where I was trying to stay off of the rifle ranges. And it's not that it's a problem. It's just that as soon as the match is done, we need to tear down 6 stages, 2 on the 22, 2 on the rifle range, and 2 on the 600-yard range.
This all seems like you're really bad at math. So golf has 18 holes. You had 13 starts, but you needed 14, so you made 19 stages.
Yeah, because with the 18 stages, so what happened was, Adriel, in the second last bay, I had 3 short courses of fire. On the rifle range, I had 2. So what I did was I just moved one of those stages, and I am bad at math, but screw you. I moved one of the stages from the bay with the 3 onto the 600, and then I moved one of those stages onto the 200. It's like, I'm not just going to build here for, like, that don't make sense. 1 stage, 12 rounds, make people walk all the way from the 600 to the 200 means nothing to you. Matthew understands what that would be like. So it's a big loop, right? 10.5 acres. You start on the 22, you go all the way around to the maze, and then you go all the way up to the 600 and then down to the 200 and back to the 22. So the goal here, Adriel, was to keep an even number of rounds per bay. I didn't do that before. I used to have like a bay, a stage. It's only 12 rounds. The next bay was 32 rounds. So it's like the squad would rip through that short course of fire with 12 rounds.
Yeah.
Get to the house with 32, bottleneck.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So the president NRI is like, try and keep an equal number of rounds per bay. So I did that. But in doing that, I actually jammed a bunch of stages into the bays, eliminating start positions. So I got so focused on that goal that I screwed up the other goal. We've been here before, haven't we, Matthew? Where it's like, oh my God, I have more squads than I have start positions, or I have exactly the same. So the last couple of years I've been running.
You'd think you'd learn after a while, but not yet.
I've actually been unlearning. That's what's happening.
You've been unlearning. I've been getting worse.
I've been getting worse. Yeah. So
it's all
anyway.
right. Every time I go out and shoot one of them matches, it's amazing. So snafus always happen, but it's always a great match.
Well, it's a couple of months ahead, so it's good to catch the snafu now, right? Not the morning of. So anyway, it's fixed. So the good news is I've got 19 stages. The bad news is I've got 19 stages.
Yeah, that's a lot of stages.
As far as I know, it's the largest level 3 held in Atlantic Canada. It may actually have more stages than the Nationals. It's 19 stages, which means, so when I host the Nationals in 2021, 21 seems like a nice number. I think we'll do that and make it the biggest.
One up yourself.
I'm always a one upper. I one up everybody, even myself. Yeah, I don't know if we've ever had a Canadian Nationals with more than 20 stages. So hopefully, I'd like to say, hey, Feather and Restigush's cap, we held the biggest Nationals. So.
Because everything's a contest.
Everything. Always. And I'm done. Who's next?
Okay, who are you going to pass it over to?
I will pass it over to whoever's name is under me, and that's Adriel.
Adriel. I had a big 3-gun match. Let's see here. So we did the 2-day Battle of Alberta on Saturday, Sunday, Friday for
this the
prep
charity one?
build. Yes.
Awesome.
70 shooters from. We had guys driving anywhere from like 8-9 hours from the west, 8-9 hours from the east, 6 to 8 from north and south. So take like a circle of like 8 hours drive around Edmonton, and that's kind of where we brought people in from. And that's really like where most of the three gunners are in the country anyways, is in the west.
It's awesome.
Yeah, day before, I did some real dumb stuff that I thought I would have to atone for on this show because I would have to fess up to the stupidity I was up to. Hey guys, day before match, is it a good idea to swap uppers and ammo?
Of course it is.
Definitely, that's the time.
Only take 40 rounds though to the shooting range to actually sight in.
You done?
Only take 40 rounds and burn like 20 of them on a gun that you're not even going to use.
No,
Does that sound like, am I still on the same level here for stupidity?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
You know what? You just earned a hashtag too dumb.
Okay, I'll bring some method to my madness. This is the upper I had been running. This is my older barrel. I've had this barrel for, I want to say 12 years. I've got more than 10,000 rounds through it, but it's been reliable. And the thing is, I've been having reliability issues with my ARs. I've been running the Hotter 5.56 stuff in this, but I was curious whether this upper would be more accurate or this one. Now, not the upper, but the barrel itself, because this is a heavier match barrel. It's a Rainier Arms barrel. So I brought out a scope on some quick disconnect optic mount, and I tested this one versus this guy here. And which one do you think was more accurate? The one that has less than 10,000 rounds through it and is a match barrel and not like a spiked upper barrel. A much more accurate, not even close. At 100 yards, I was printing right around 3 or 4 inches with this thing. It's burned out, and it's been fine for the close matches, but for the far ones, it's been iffy. And at our match, we're going to have long range shots. We had shots out to 400 meters, which is a bit of a poke, and you need some bit of accuracy. So I was using I tested this upper with the ammo that'll run in it, not the 5.56, but the 223, because the 5.56 didn't want to run in it. And I was getting it an inch at 100 with a red dot. Perfect, right? Problem is, I was getting about 50% reliability. I think I've shown you guys the videos where this thing, where the hammer follows the bolt. And I was like, geez, that's stupid. I wonder if it's just me. I had someone else shoot it. Same thing. Same exact problem. But I also saw that the bolt was holding not quite to the rear, and on the last shot it didn't actually, like, the bolt caught on the ledge before the bolt head and between the BCG and the bolt head, which means it wasn't going all the way back. So okay, maybe it's a cycling thing. So here's what I did. I sighted in this red dot with the 6 rounds I had left, and that was sighted in. And then I went home and I pulled out my other BCG and I cleaned and lubed the heck out of this thing so that it would cycle. So I was going to the match with a rifle that was extremely unproven, and I was ready for that stage 1 to have my lunch because I would have earned it. But it ran.
And how'd you do?
It ran. Good. I got second. In limited. Yeah. See, I got one of these trophies here. The funny thing was, last year I got second.
Why didn't you get first?
Last year I got first. I got second in TAC Ops. The guy who got first is Adam Glatt. He's a very talented 3-gun shooter out in Saskatchewan. And this year I'm shooting limited, and I went and looked at the shooters and who's shooting limited in TAC Ops. Adam's shooting limited. And like, I'm getting better. I'm considerably better this year than I was last year. But so
he's
Adam.
getting better too.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Now, the difference between the two of us continues to shrink. And when I look at other people who are like about the same like level I was last year, I'm doing considerably better this year just because I was shooting pistol through the winter. I've shot a couple of extra pistol matches, and that's helped knock off some of the rust, but still not good enough for first. The match is really good. I was running some new TACOM magnetic shell holders, and they were crap. And right after my first, I doubled up. I ran a chest rig and I ran those TACOMs on my belt, and I ran my first match, and I'm like, well, these things aren't sticking on for nothing. So I pulled those off, and I went to my backup shell holders and just ran those for the rest of the match. I think I've talked before on the show about how like my knees hurt the last time, like it was really muddy. I really screwed up my knees over the weekend. My knees are still hurting today, and it's been like 4 days since Sunday. So I'm gonna have to like.
So you're getting old, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
This is what happens when we get old. Our knees start to hurt. They go first.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have to like, I don't know, go to the doctor and figure out what to do to like kind of minimize the damage.
What are you wearing for shoes? Boots.
Rubber boots when it was so Friday when we were doing setup, it was extremely muddy, and I know that the rubber boots are bad on my knees, but I couldn't be helped. There was like standing water in some places because we were setting up in the rain. On the Saturday Sunday, I wore Speedcross light shoes where I could, but even that, like my knees are just thrashed. Buddy RO Brett had some like Tylenol or something like that I took, and that made a huge difference in just like making it
pod's
through,
legal now. You could just have some of that.
I could have, probably would have like made me a little bit slow and shooting, a little bit paranoid too.
Well, maybe you'd shoot faster and hit the targets better.
I think I'd be a lot slower and very careful, very careful. But
more one shot, and then you'd be having lunch.
Yeah, always eating between my stages. So I'm gonna cool it on ROing. I'm not gonna RO for the rest of the season just because I can't do that amount of running and put my knees through that.
Too much running, not practical. Wearing out the ROs.
Woo! Wearing out the ROs. Yeah.
What the hey?
Oh yeah, this is my comeuppance.
80-meter talk.
Yeah. Anyways, shot the squad I was on was really cool. I was on a squad with Brant and Amanda, who you know, and Brett, and a whole bunch of listeners and people who are connected with the show, and just at random, basically, because I wasn't even supposed to be on that squad, but they had an RO who had to step out, and I had to step in. So it was just kind of funny how the show has got such reach.
That's cool. You just go there, and all of a sudden, everybody you're hooked up with knows you.
Yeah.
Heard of the show, listens. Awesome.
Yep. Very cool in those regards. I think I've talked about this on the show before. It makes it hard to have like a conversation with someone because they know all the stuff you're going to say. Oh yeah, I just got a this or that, and they're like, yeah, you did this. I'm like,
yeah, isn't that weird? That's weird, right?
Listen to the show. Oh
yeah.
What do you talk about?
Right, I know.
This is the part where Adriel laughs. Oh, there he goes.
Yeah.
But I never assume, right? I just talk and like, yep, no, I heard about that. Yep.
Yeah, I remember when you said that last week or a couple days ago. Yeah. But really good match. I think we raised like 11 grand or so for the Stollery Children's Foundation. So
nice, well done.
Did we have more likes than them?
No. No, we don't. Then a children's hospital that saves people's children. No, I think they got the edge on us.
Yeah.
Get Trevor on that. Fix that. Start sabotaging them.
I'm on it. I heard the doctor's touch. Nope. Stop.
Oh, yeah. No more angry emails there, Trevor.
I'm gonna go give him a bad right now.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Okay, so that was the match. Match is fantastic. Really great guys. I ordered Attenda had a Father's Day sale. They had 147 grain Blazer 9mm for $229, $230 for 1,000. Yeah,
That's
aluminum
amazing.
case. Aluminum case though.
Oh.
So
it's not like you reload it, right? I don't reload. I just shoot it, let it fall on the ground, and carry on.
I don't reload, and I kind of like the idea of someone
All that
getting to my
ammo I
brass
give you,
and
you
being
don't
like,
collect the
"Oh."
brass for me?
You like the idea of irritating somebody.
Yeah.
Oh, look, I found a 9mm. Oh, crap.
Oh man, who's shooting this
Aluminum.
stupid aluminum case stuff? Oh man,
Just
dang
leave it.
Steel shooting bastards, except at least you can use magnet to get rid of that.
Yes.
Drew, you don't have an aluminum magnet?
I left it at home, unfortunately.
Ah,
Gotta
You
get
are a
those.
wizard after all.
Tenda
I mean-
also had the 10-round Scorpio mags I've been desperately looking for my NS522. So now I ordered 3 of them. Now I'm going to have a ton of mags for my Bolt and 10-round mags, not the 5s. So really pumped about that. And then I ordered some 303 for my 303 as well. Yeah, that's just
I love 303.
Yeah.
How
So
much
do
was
I.
it?
Let's see here. My one scope come in the mail.
Yay! Adriel, I
How
have
much?
to ask you. It was
Uh-huh.
free. Well, it was $100.
It was $100.
Yeah.
Very good deal, right?
It's an excellent deal. You know how much what I got for my $100?
What?
A big fat nothing.
Well,
I
you
got a
didn't.
shiny.
You didn't have
shiny
the lucky
coin that
numbers.
arrived yesterday.
What's
Yeah.
that,
Did you
Dave?
get Dave?
I got a shiny coin that arrived yesterday.
I have the
Okay.
shiny coin as well.
Oh,
I did get a
Ooh.
coin.
I was kind of hoping for that Rifle Boulevard one, but
Well,
whatever.
Brian Bolivar bought his, and I immediately followed up and bought one like 2 seconds later. He won the whole package, and I won the love and admiration.
Yeah, but he got a right-handed
Love and
rifle. And he's a lefty.
admiration.
But Adriel,
Yes.
you have got to be one of the luckiest people in shooting that I've ever seen. You win everything.
Other people win
True.
stuff too. Other
No,
people
you
win
win.
stuff.
You
too.
win a
It-
high percentage.
I won a magazine release button for an AR and a T-shirt and some
Oh,
stickers
it's
from
not a
Go Big
contest.
Tactical.
Oh, I
All
won
right.
more than that.
Yes, you are winning
Yeah.
the winning contest.
He even won a Sensi prize pack.
Yep.
That was excellent
use it.
because you were able to
Saved
regift that,
you.
right?
No.
Son
Saved
of
your
a-
ass.
Oh yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, ixnay. Let's see here. Yeah, scope came in the mail. I got my video out on that Canuck Defender, which is the that $200 shotgun, which is cool. I just noticed I passed 15,000 subscribers. That's kind of neat.
Oh, sweet. That's awesome.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Now hold on, Matthew. How many subs
Yeah.
do you have?
Not even 9.
1,000.
In
Yeah.
the same ballpark.
Yeah.
All right.
He's
So
doing-
Adriel's
he's doing
winning the
good.
sub contest. Just checking. Carry on.
Yeah, he's winning that too. He's winning them all.
Oh,
First
God.
for Adriel.
I've been
He's
at it
winning.
longer.
He's winning Maple Seed. He's winning the
Yep.
winning contest. He's winning
Yep.
the sub contest.
Yep.
He's not winning the hair contest.
Losing
the
the
hair
knee contest too.
Oh yeah, the neat contest is out.
Mhm.
That is an important contest.
Who's currently winning that one is the question, because my knees hurt from time to time.
My knees are awesome. They're like one of the only things that work right.
Oh,
two
well,
things that
Trevor's
work
winning the knee contest.
Yeah.
But you needed to win anyway. Needed.
Uh,
That's it for me.
okay. Matthew, since you're here, why don't you tell us what you did in guns? Because you did something in guns, didn't you?
Yeah, sure. So what you guys remember last week when I showed up just long enough to talk about how I did something in guns? I think I forgot to mention that the Beretta ran like a piece of crap.
Oh,
I don't.
You did
this
not
is-
mention
this is
that. Yeah.
this is the one that I won. So I
Mm-hmm.
won this gun at Nationals. Apparently, Trevor keeps reminding me that I don't even know what year it was, but who cares?
2013.
It was a while ago. So anyway, we were shooting the Beretta, and it was stovepipe in and failed to extract, and it was just being a little piece of garbage. And I was like, oh well, what are you gonna do about that? I guess I don't know, clean it. So took it home and cleaned it and put some oil on it. It was pretty dry, so oiled her up and took it back out and
How's it working out?
ran. Oh yeah, like a champ again. It's my new favorite little pistol to play with. So much fun. So anyway, yeah, clean your guns, folks, and put some oil on them. Helps.
Yeah. Works good.
So yeah, so just rang a bunch of steel with it, had some fun, shooting 22. Love it. Did I talk about the Bore Buddy stuff? The
No.
CMMG conversion kit improvement?
No.
Okay, so anybody
you don't
who's
have
run
to. I mean, that's fine.
Yeah, I don't have to.
Carry on.
Because it's 22 and it's boring. All right. Did I talk about shooting the groundhogs?
No, but we'll get to that. Do the other thing first.
I thought you was boring.
I shot a groundhog. Can't believe I forgot I shot a groundhog.
Good for you.
Yeah,
Talk
in the-
about where did you shoot it?
In the throat with my 17 Tamara.
That's where you should shoot them.
Yeah.
Did it explode like the little prairie
Oh
dogs
my
do?
God. That's nothing. Denis' father wins the shoot it in the face contest.
All right.
Denis from DC Armory
Yeah.
shoots a bear
Right.
in the spine. Bear needs to be put down, so he puts it down with a 12-gauge slug to the face. I cannot share these photographs.
Good Lord.
They're messed up.
Okay. Matthew.
Yeah.
Apparently, she wants me to stop talking about shooting things in the face, Matthew.
What's
Back
wrong
to
with
you.
that?
I might
That's
have
very
gotten-
We're
Sometimes
gonna-
things need to be shot in the face.
We're gonna get hate mail again. this
Well,
week.
look, is the bear dead and is it suffering anymore?
No.
Right? I rest my case.
All right.
Next.
But don't you
Oh, is
have?
it me still?
Yeah. So you
Talk
were
about this
gonna
board
talk,
buddy thing.
Right.
then-
So,
Trevor
you guys know-
interrupted.
huh?
Board
No,
buddy.
you're interrupting. That's my line. So, are you guys familiar with the 22 conversion kit for the AR-15?
Yes, I have a CMG one that Filthy gave me.
Yes. So that thing, you pull
you
out
fix?
the bolt carrier group and you put in this, and it has a little fake 223 or 556 shell on the front, and it slides into the chamber, and then it's just basically a little semi-auto 22 action that sits where your bolt would sit, and then you can shoot 22 through your AR. Very cool, lots of fun. Now apparently that conversion kit itself doesn't sit perfectly well and perfectly in the exact same spot all the time
Where?
in the chamber, in where the bolt carrier group is. So it kind of slips back and forth a little bit, like it doesn't stay pushed all the way to the front.
Out of spec.
Sure, that's I guess, but apparently they're all like that. I don't know, whatever. Mine seemed to work pretty good. Regardless, somebody watched my YouTube video on the CMMG conversion kit and said, "Hey, I make a little. It's called a pressure plug, and you put it in the tube where your buffer spring is, recoil spring. So you stick it in there, and what it does is it sticks out a little bit and actually puts pressure on the back of the kit, keeping it sealed in the chamber better. And it apparently improves the reliability and the cycling of it." I was like, okay, whatever, sure, I'll try it out. So he sent me one and I tried it out, and sure enough, it did exactly what it was advertised to do, except I never had an issue with mine in the first place. But what he says it does do sometimes is it helps reduce the amount of blowback that you get. So Trevor, when you shoot yours, have you ever noticed that you get like
Yes.
gases or unburnt powder in the face every now and then?
Yes.
Yes. So because the charging handle doesn't have anything in it and it's just a straight blowback, sometimes you get some of that in the face. Whatever. Sucks, but not a big deal. Well, he also makes a little plug, that charging handle insert that you slide into the charging handle, and it blocks all of that. So he sent me those, and I've shot them and put them in the gun, and yeah, sure enough, it eliminates how much powder I get in the face. So
So I
pretty
need
cool,
this stuff.
I guess.
So who is
So-
this? And what's the product
It's
called?
borebuddy.com is the website you can go to and check it out if you like. I will have a review of the products on my YouTube channel eventually, once I get the video edited and up, and that'll be a while, I bet. But whatever, I'll get to it. So
Cool.
yeah, that's kind of cool. Just
I
making.
I looked at one of those CMGs, and then I decided to buy a dedicated 22 because I just can't bring myself to put 22 through my nice upper.
Yeah.
The reliability on it.
Do you have to
Dave?
clean? Do you have to clean the lead out too often?
Okay, who are you guys talking to?
I asked
Well,
Dave the
you
question.
both have this thing, right?
No,
Dave's
Dave.
gone.
Dave got a dedicated upper.
Dave's not here, man.
Oh,
Dave got a
And-
dedicated gun. Dave just went and bought I bought for $300 with a pile of extra magazines. I bought one of the M&P 1522s.
Yeah.
So after I got an out of battery and
When
Smith
was
and Wesson
this?
fixed it. I got the out of battery 2 years ago, I think.
Okay.
I was actually shooting. I bought it to basically to teach kids to shoot and new people, and then move them from this into the real AR. But yeah, I actually had an out of battery, and that is the loudest 22 I've ever heard in my life. It was like super loud. And luckily, I was off to the side of the shooter, but I was back a little bit because it blew the side out on the cartridge.
Ooh. Yeah.
I sent it to Smith and Wesson. They initially said, there's no problem. There's no problem." And then they said, "Well, send us the gun and we'll fix it."
But there's no problem.
But there's no problem. We're
No.
good. So I sent the gun in. They replaced a bunch of springs on it, and I've put hundreds and hundreds of rounds through it since, and absolutely no issues.
No issues.
Yeah, but it was
That's-
$300, so
Yeah.
that's the way I went. I feel
Yeah.
stupid having a restricted 22, but
No.
No.
That's the way
If
to
you
go.
do most of your shooting on the range anyways, who cares?
Yeah.
Exactly.
I still feel stupid about it.
Well,
So that's the reason why we don't let them come on the line from Maple Seeds. We were seeing the out of battery as well, and Smith and Wesson weren't admitting any fault to it.
right.
Although the new ones, the new sporters that they've just put out, they've issued a recall on them. So
I saw that, yeah.
yeah, but you're one of the first, other than a couple that we've seen down in the U.S. that has said that they've had the out of battery. So I'm glad you weren't hurt.
Yep.
But I'm glad they fixed it as well.
Yeah, a little bit of arguing, but then they fixed it, so it's all good.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, Dave. Or sorry, Matthew.
No,
Go ahead.
go ahead.
I was going to say, are you done? Because we can go to Dave with what he did.
I'm not
No.
done. No.
Dave
Go
had
Oh.
It's there. You
Okay.
done?
the 22
Jeez.
thing.
So who asked do we have to clean the lead out?
Oh, right.
I asked that.
Adriel.
Adriel asked. So what I do is after I'm done shooting 22 through my 5.56 barrel is I just shoot 5.56 through it for a while.
Yep. Yep.
And that cleans it all out and makes it. I
That's-
haven't had any issues with
There
it
you go.
yet.
That seems to be the like common practice.
Yeah,
That is
because the
disgusting,
brass
you
is
guys.
gonna, or the copper on the projectiles is gonna clear that lead right out because the lead's so soft, right? So I imagine that's the theory behind it. But whatever, that's what I do. I shoot 22 when I'm done. I throw a couple of mags of 5.56 through and call her a day. If I had to do it again, I would get a dedicated 22 AR like Dave, because the twist rate in a 5.56 barrel is not sufficient to stabilize a 22 bullet nicely.
Right.
So you only get like moderately decent accuracy with it. It's not great. So I got my CMMG kit for free though, thanks to Filthy. So I can't complain.
Nope.
Not
There
even a little
are
bit.
there are 1 in 12 Dominion Arms barrels that can be had, or even M16 looking Dominion Arms uppers for
Right.
like $200. It's a complete
Mhm.
upper. It's 20-inch and it's in 1 in 12. Can you think of a better thing to shoot 22 conversion out of?
Something that's
Well,
not
1 in
restricted.
16.
Yeah, but I mean, this is a lot closer than
That's
our
right.
1 in 7s, 1 in 8s, right?
That's right. And a 1 in 12 will stabilize 5.56 and 223. So
Yeah.
that would sort of
delight
be the
bullet
best
for
of
sure.
both worlds. Yeah.
Oh, I would
Yeah, yeah.
I would only shoot rimfire through it. I would make this my dedicated 22 upper. I'd throw the
If-
CM.
Yeah, if you could do that for cheaper than just buying a dedicated 22 AR, for sure.
It's $200. You
Yeah,
already
that's
have
not-
the conversion kit, right?
You're already. That's right. I'm already ahead. Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
So
Yeah.
Canada Ammo or Marstar, one of them had it.
I'll check that out because I do like shooting 22 through my AR. It's fun.
Yeah, it definitely is. That's the
Yeah,
last time
shoot
Filthy
fun.
and I shot. That's what he had his PDW
Yeah,
set up with his conversion kit. If I
it's neat.
recall. No, it wasn't his PDW. It was his Colt SPO1 upper, which that's very M16-ish. Yeah.
Yeah, M16s are cool. So are
Yeah.
F16s. I like F16s better.
18 Hornet. Thank you. Super Hornet.
Oh,
That plane makes me purr. Okay, tell me about your groundhog.
So you remember like a long while ago, I went and shot groundhogs at a buddy's who has a groundhog problem.
Right.
So I did it again recently. There were 2 more. So I went over and I shot one and just whatever, just you kill the groundhog and you let it whatever. And then I shot the other one, and then we decided that where they were wasn't a good spot for them. We should dispose of them in a more other location. So I went over and picked up the one and did what we need to, took it away, and then I went to the other one, and it growled at me when I touched its foot. I was like, "Ooh, this sucks." You should have seen me jump and scream like a girl.
I was gonna say yeah.
It was jumpy and screamy McClatchy for sure. So apparently, missed just behind the head. I tried to headshot them, and I must have just took his spinal cord out because he couldn't move, but he was still alive, breathing, and growling at me anytime I touched him. So I had to, like the black bear, shoot it in the face to finish him off.
So you're saying you just kept poking it and it growled at you?
No, I did it the one time, and I screamed and grabbed my 22, and I didn't mag dump it per se, but I mag dumped it in the face with my 22. And it stopped growling then, and then I
You dispatched of it.
I changed my underwear and stopped screaming and took care of it as well. So it was a little, like, you don't normally get like an adrenaline rush when you're varmint hunting, like taking, like, this isn't even varmint hunting, this is pest control. Like, you don't know, and this was sort of my little,
Technically listed on the varmint list, but
Except
if you're
yes,
on a perm, it's pest control.
that's right. So it was, you know, it was hunted by a person with a varmint license, but it was a pest in this case, and it was shot for pest eradication purposes. Anyway, that was my little embarrassing little squealing little fun bit. So it's always fun when that happens. And then I guess the last thing hasn't happened yet, but I'm planning on going to the match on Saturday here in Woodstock. There's a level 2.
Why didn't you
believe.
register and get squatted? Now you have to shoot with other people. Our squad is full.
Well, I will talk to the person who runs the thing and put myself on your squad anyway.
Just like that.
It'll just be done. It's
It'll
not a
just-
big deal.
It'll just be done.
Do they not know who I am?
Oh,
Matthew McClatchy.
don't you know who I am? You would just say that when they ask for your match fee.
Don't you know who I am?
Yeah.
And they'll be like, yes, you owe me $20. In fact,
That's all right,
because you're
usually
McClatchy,
this
you owe
is
me
free for
40.
me.
That's 25, I believe.
Not for me. I'm a member.
Ah, sweet.
It's 20. So you're going then, obviously.
Yeah, me, Muffin, Fingers, and Stefan, and Chris. Chris is coming up from Miramichi, going to shoot the Friday night match here, and then the next morning, Alain, Stefan, and Jason are picking us up, and we're going to go to Woodstock and then meet my godson Marcel there. So
Sweet. I stopped listening after a little while there, but cool. I'm going to just
Yes, I'm going.
Hey,
yeah, cool. That's what I was looking for. Yes, you're going to be there. Cool. I'll see you there.
I'm going to send you the registration link right now.
I have it.
So easily
Here it
covered.
is.
One
Why
letter.
would, see, if I register now, it's going to be too late to squad with you. I have to email Daniel directly and say, hey, just pop me into Trevor's
No, that's not how it works.
squad there.
You register, and don't squad yourself, and then make the request to be squatted.
Oh, okay.
guess who I
I'm
got
just-
to
I'm-
meet? Oh, never mind.
Who did you get to meet?
I
Well,
hate that question. I don't know. Satan?
In Woodstock, I got to meet the new Ginger.
Oh, that's right. So
Ah.
And
yeah,
he's probably going to be at that shoot too. He was practicing while we were shooting the Maple Seed.
The
I'm
one who's
embarrassed.
kicking the
I can't remember
bejesus
his
out of
name.
Trevor?
what's that?
The one who's kicking the bejesus out of Trevor?
Well, he's on his
Yeah.
way. He beat me on one stage, but let's calm down a little bit, all right? Slow your roll. He beat me on one stage.
Hey, I have a photo of me beating
And
you
how
at the
how
1911
many
stage shoot, so-
matches has he been at so far? And he beat you at one stage?
That was like 2, maybe.
Oh, okay. So when he gets to
I-
4, you're in trouble.
I had gun issues.
Oh, and the
So-
sun was in your eyes, and your shoelaces are tied together. And, oh man,
I see this guy shooting, right? And he walks over to check out the Maple Seed, and I'm like, "Hey, dude, you got your black badge?" He's like, "I'm the ginger guy from Thompson Corner." I'm like, "Oh, hey, man, I didn't recognize you." And then I saw him practicing some more. He's doing weak hand drills and strong hand drills, and he came back to the Maple Seed Corner again. I was like, "Yeah, dude, I saw you doing weak hand and strong hand a while ago. Don't do that. No one does that. You don't need to practice that. It won't make you better. Stop it." Yeah.
so what you're saying is all those white people look the same to you?
I think that's what he's saying. Yeah.
I think that's what he said.
And yeah,
Sorry, Matthew. You just mentioned that you were going to go to the IPSC match, and I think he's going to be there. So I had to say, hey,
So
guess
he
who?
is going then.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Well, I
Okay.
can't register apparently.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
registration
That's
closed.
an error. So
Oh, just-
it won't let me log in.
Just
Reset your
email them
password.
and say.
Well,
"Didn't
I
know I am."
tried registering with my email. It says it's taken. So okay, obviously I've registered before, and now it won't let me do it.
Scroll down to the bottom there and do the password recovery thing.
Yeah, you don't tell me what to do.
Do you know who I am? Put that
Yeah,
in
that's
somewhere.
my
That's your
password.
password.
That should be your username.
That's
Yeah,
your
don't
payment
tell who I-
details. Don't put your credit card in. Do you
Ugh.
know who I am? As the number should just go right through.
Well,
Or the
mine
coupon.
would technically have to be. Don't you know who I am too?
Mm. Who's next?
Random Dave, what do you got going on? What have you done in guns recently?
Let me see. I shot an op missile match about a month and a bit ago, and that was a blast out of Guelph.
Oh yeah, the op missile. Tell us about that. I've been pushing guys your way because there's guys looking for 3-gun action out there, and I've been pushing them all towards OPMSL.
Yeah, it was 2-gun actually. It was pistol and rifle, and I shot horribly. My pistol is still semi-fully automatic, so it's not fully automatic. I replaced the hammer on my Shadow from last year, so I hadn't shot it, so I took it out and it doubles. But the problem is it's not like really fast double. It's kind of boom. So it's
I
like
remember that. It doubled here.
it more than doubled
And
there.
then it
Oh,
went
Big
full
time.
auto.
Yeah, it was straight up full auto, which was fun but horrifying at the same time. So
Yeah.
now it's just burst fire. So I get two or three shots. The problem is it's like a miss high. so
Is
I
it
think
your, so if you've replaced your hammer, then is your trigger or the disconnector what's causing the issue?
It's actually the sear. So I never actually disassembled a pistol completely. So it was actually kind of fun. I stripped the thing right to the nothing, which was awesome. So now I have a much better understanding of exactly how the gun works. And I replaced the sear, which when I actually put it next to the old sear, you could see where the quote unquote gunsmith who'd done the trigger job on it had ground the crap out of it. Like it's actually noticeably lower than the old one. And I must admit, glass, like it breaks so clean
until it keeps breaking.
Then it goes full auto. Exactly.
Yeah. No, he should have messed the hammer and not the sear.
Well, he did both.
Yeah.
So he's done the hammer, he's done the sear, and he's done the disconnector as well.
And that's what you're supposed to do, Adriel. You don't just do one. You got to do both surfaces. Otherwise, it's not a trigger job.
Down that much though?
No, you don't cut them. You square them up. You true them.
Yes.
You know, but you got to do both. Yeah.
Well, in this case,
Captain Andy was just screaming at you, by the way, and I was going to get hate mail on your behalf about it. So if I didn't jump in there,
bring it. I'll drink the tears.
So I think I've got a disconnector. Actually, at the op missile match, I was swearing at it, and one guy's like, "Oh, hold on," and he basically has several Shadows in parts in his truck. So he's like, "Here," and he's got like a box of disconnectors. So he just threw a disconnector at me. So I've got that, and I've got the hammer that came with the gun, the original hammer, which doesn't look quite as worn out. And I can't find a hammer right now, so I'm going to try that because I'll need it for the
That'll be
charity
fine. The Shadow 2's hammer and all the parts there are pretty good for like off the hop.
Yeah, we'll see how. Yeah, it's fine. I mean, the damn gun didn't need a trigger job, obviously. So Shadows are just fine the way they are as far as I'm concerned. And just shoot it a couple hundred rounds and wear it in a wee bit.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully once I do this, the gun will no longer be burst fire. So it'll no longer be semi-fully auto. It'll just be semi-auto. And yeah, the match was a blast. I screwed with the guys because I wore my helmet and my and all my gear, but I didn't actually have a plate on, so I was shooting in the rookie class rather than the operator, and I was dropping magazines all over the range. So they're like, oh, procedural, oh, procedural, oh, procedural. At the end, I'm like, nope, no procedurals. I'm not shooting in that class. So that was fun. And then, like I said, I shot terribly. I really need to not suck, and I need to shoot way more than I do because I only shoot maybe 1 or 2 matches a year.
Suck less is always the best advice.
Exactly. So I need to get out and shoot more. I more run matches than shoot them, so I actually need to get out and just plain shoot more, and I'll be better. I'm very good at being mediocre. I'm usually kind of middle of the pack, but that's pretty easy. So that was a blast. What else did I do? I bought a Colt Canada lower, which is currently sitting on my desk with a few parts attached to it. So I've got all the stuff I need to assemble that. I just have to get around to doing it, and I have most of the parts for an upper assembly as well. And I think that's about it. Oh, I took a new PAL holder shooting 2
Cool.
weeks ago. A buddy of mine, he's had his PAL for a year, but he's never actually fired a gun. So I took him out to the range. He brought some of his father-in-law's guns, and we shot them all. We discovered that his 10-22 is broken. The hammer doesn't actually cock when you bring the bolt back. So there was that, and then the safety on the other gun he brought didn't work. So his father-in-law needs to work on his guns less or more. I'm not sure which one. And I fired his dad's hunting 308. And I haven't fired a hunting rifle in a really long time. I forgot just how unpleasant they are to fire. So we were zeroing that thing. The 25 yard at Aurelia was closed, so we had to zero it at 100 and chase the bullets around a little bit. And after I fired 5 rounds, I'm like, yep, you're within an inch. Good enough. I'm done. That's very unpleasant to shoot. It's a little light Winchester, and it kicked like a mule. It hurts so much.
Did you get the PTSD?
I fired my 22 AR, and that gave me the PTSD. So I was pre-PTSD'd, so I was good.
Oh, okay. I know when I shot my Mosin Nagant for the first time. No, my SVT 40, which is semi-auto. It's not even as brutal as a Mosin Nagant. First time I shot it off of the off a bench. I didn't have my teeth together. My teeth rattled, and I chipped a tooth. I got PTSD. I started my period. It was awful.
Really?
Freaking man, it was horrible. I'm not saying no. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna
Good
stop.
call,
I'm gonna
buddy.
type it, though.
Best-
I'm gonna type it.
Yeah, just shut up. It's not getting better.
Yeah. Keep shutting up.
Stupid.
Other thing I did, I'm going to interrupt before Trevor buries himself even deeper. We do our CQB matches with the Ontario Rifle Association. So it's AR-15s and handguns. It's all short range stuff. And I got the idea, why don't we try CQB matches with old battle rifles? So I came up with a course of fire, a slightly shorter course of fire. And about a month ago now, we did a vintage CQB. So it has to be a pre 1950, I think I put 56 to keep the ARs out of it. So we had guys there with all sorts of interesting vintage rifles, including something you normally don't see at the range anymore that the Canadians used to use. Very cool. And lots of had a couple Garands. Andrew Vincent showed up with his 308 Garand, cheater. A bunch of guys with actual real 30-06 Garands.
Don't be like that.
Hey, shut up.
I've got a 308 Garand. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's cheating.
It's gaming.
It is. It had a guy with a jungle carbine. So we fired 60 rounds in an hour, and he fired it out of a jungle carbine. And he's a fairly small guy.
Ouch.
And much respect to him. 60 rounds of 303 rapid fire, because one of the matches is 10 rounds in 20 seconds while you're moving as you walk at the target. And he got most of his shots off. And it was an absolute blast. Like close range with big guns is pretty cool.
Dave.
Yeah.
Was he doing the middle finger technique like they do in the Mad Minute?
I was ROing, so I wasn't
Okay.
actually paying attention to his finger other than making sure it wasn't on the trigger when it shouldn't have been.
Okay.
But it was very cool. It was a lot of fun to see all those old guns out on the lines and guys, rapid firing Mausers and stuff like that. I brought my lever action 357. So one guy used that. He plays second.
You're talking about gamers. You got guys out with bolt actions, and you're running. How many rounds does your lever hold?
I was shooting. I gave him 357. So I think it was 8 rounds or 9.
Gamer.
Something
Gamer.
like that.
You should have filled it
Rapid
up.
fire lever action. And you're competing against bolt action guys. You're
Fill it up with 38 special wad cutters that are flush with the end of the case
That was
mouth.
my thought.
Oh, you got like 15 in there.
Yeah, and we're shooting 35 yards, so you're good. So it was interesting to see how it worked, because I was staging out the timing and everything, and for safety I made it so it's basically 5 rounds and then we stop, reload, and then you can fire another 5 rounds. other than the one stage where you were walking and you fired 10 rounds in 20 seconds, but you had lots of time. So it was fun, but it really screwed the guys with the Garands because it's set up for 5. So they're like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, reload. And they're like, do I reload? Do I not? 1, 2, 3, ding. Then I got to reload. So it's kind of cool to see how it worked and how it worked with the timings. And
Trevor's like, yeah, welcome to Classic Major.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, which I'm doing on Saturday.
I mean,
Yeah, so it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed doing it. We're gonna do it again in a couple matches and see if we can get more folks out doing it. But a lot louder than AR-15s.
you don't say.
And a lot more expensive too. That's why I made it a shorter round count. Because I'm gonna do the whole match. I'm thinking, 150 rounds of 30-06.
So they're slow too, right? Like a lot of those old guns, just to keep them stuffed up with rounds takes forever.
Yeah, and that's why most of them, it was 5 rounds. So we have one match where you move up 10 yards, and when you're moving, you're firing. So it's 10 shots in 10 shots in 15 seconds out of a bolt gun's a little much. So I made it 20 seconds, but we made it to 10 seconds. So the guys with the 5-round bolt guns could reload in the middle. It worked out really well. It was a lot of fun. Everybody had a blast. Got some cool photos of like an entire line of old battle rifles shooting. It was pretty awesome.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that is all that I've done.
All right. I'll finish off with what I did in guns. This it's been a couple of weeks since I've been on. I was at the CFB Kingston. We did CFB Kingston, Maple Seed. What I did in between that and the FRPC, which is also in Kingston, Maple Seed, which was the week after, I had to clean my gun and was looking at replacing the bolt because there were some issues with it at CFB Kingston. Found out it wasn't the bolt, it was the operator. And I wasn't the operator. So
I was getting ready to challenge you there. So it wasn't you. It was somebody else making the gun do things it wasn't supposed to do. So what was happening?
Just couldn't seat the magazine. He was racking the bolt after he had already racked the bolt, and he just he wasn't familiar with the rifle, and
any rifle, it sounds.
Well, no, he teaches shooting for a living, so.
Oh. Wow. Yeah. Okay.
So, anyways, it was my gun. There was no issues with it because at the FRPC shoot, I also gave it to somebody else and they used it and it worked flawlessly. And he scored a 242, I think.
What did you get, Trev, on your last one there? I didn't hear what your results were.
37.
37? Just 37 points?
Exact same as 2 years ago, yeah. 232 only.
So no improvement is what you're saying.
No improvement. Improvement in technique,
but you didn't regress.
Improvement in technique, but not in score.
Now
Correct.
that's not uncommon, though. In all seriousness, right?
Yeah.
It's very common.
Because I made mental mistakes, right? I was rushing the clock, and
the other thing that improved was your ability to see where you needed to improve.
Yeah, exactly. I knew. Yeah. So, and to elaborate on that real quick. When I made a mistake and dropped a shot, I could immediately identify the error I did that caused the shot to be dropped.
Yeah,
but then you did it again, obviously, because you're getting the same score. So
just let it move on. Just let it move
But at least I knew what I was doing wrong, Dave. I didn't say I corrected it.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're doing cocaine and you're like, "Wow, I should stop doing this. Time for more cocaine." That's really changing
what happened.
Yeah.
That's how
right.
addiction works. You know that.
Yeah, I know cocaine's bad for me, but here we are.
Yes. Immediately after the FRPC shoot, like 3 days, we went on the East Coast Maple Seed tour. The people that went with me spent 11 hours in a car were Stacy and Greg. Greg's a listener. Stacy is the princess the Appleseed princess. We met up at Restigouche, saw Trevor there. I've seen Trevor more in the past 2 weeks than,
2 years. And we're not done. We're going to rendezvous in Calgary.
Very sorry to hear that.
Yeah, so I got to.
My condolences to Kelly as well.
You both miss me. Stop it.
I do miss you.
I'm going to see.
I was actually talking to them. But...
Oh. Okay, fine. I don't miss you.
No. I'm glad it's 3 now.
I do miss you. Every
But
time.
our
Kelly.
game is improving.
I love you.
I love you too. To death. Okay.
Emphasis on the death.
We met up with Jason Gallen. We also had an admin with us. She's a superstar, Autumn. We also call her Amber, or she'll answer to anything else that begins with an A.
Apparently, Sissy works too, right?
Sissy. Yeah,
But
that's
also with Gallon.
Nope, we're not going there.
no, we're not. Autumn was fantastic. We had a couple of our instructors in training join us, Stan, Guy, and Lee's as well. Gallen was also an instructor in training. They traveled with us across New Brunswick, Prince Edward Island, Dartmouth.
How'd that work for you? Traveling with
Awesome.
Gallon.
It was awesome. I
Really?
think I think Gallen's
didn't-
going to be what?
You didn't get the plague again?
Oh, I'm coming to that.
Okay. Don't get ahead of me. Wait
Don't
for
get
it.
So we were in Nova Scotia at Dartmouth, then we went to Tracyville, which is
Devon.
Filthy
You were
Creek.
in Devon. You were nowhere near Dartmouth. You were
Whatever.
out by the airport. That's Devon.
Devon. Okay, we were in Devon.
All of Nova Scotia is like
Who cares?
whatever. Exactly, Kelly. Who cares? Is it Nova Scotia? I'm sorry to hear that. Carry on.
Yes.
Nova Scotia is awesome, and I'm probably going to retire there, so you guys can shut it.
Okay. Then I went to Woodstock. We finished up in Woodstock and ended on a very positive note because we also got to see Jewel and Violet and Matthew. Yeah.
And Matthew at the end.
Well, I saw you a couple of times. I did want
And
to say,
associates.
and
Violet and Associates.
I wanted to say congratulations to the IITs. They graduated. We basically had this. Well, Woodstock was their graduation shoot. They did all the points of instruction. They did fantastic,
Great.
and it was a really, really successful tour. We had a great time. Now, I don't know what it is. Every time I see Gallon, I get like really, really, really sick. Now,
You don't know what it is? I can tell you what it is.
You could guess at one of the things it could
Yeah.
be.
Health New
Yeah.
Brunswick has recently posted about what it could be.
saw
It's
that.
just a picture of
Outbreak.
Gallon.
Now,
Gallon can't go back to the island. They won't let a New Brunswicker in anymore without proof of vaccination.
Good.
that's true. I was not the only one who got sick. Greg May got sick in Nova Scotia. Well, he started getting sick in Prince Edward Island. By the way, when you're getting sick, traveling in a car, not great, 'cause especially if it's the flu. Now, Greg got
You
sick.
better not leave out any details or I'll jump in.
Greg got sick in Prince Edward Island. We traveled to Nova Scotia. He spent 2 days in bed, basically passed out cold. And as soon as we were done in Nova Scotia, we were driving out of the driveway of our Airbnb and I got sick. And I mean sick. And yeah, it's not good traveling from Devon, Nova Scotia to Fredericton, New Brunswick. While you're passing 18-wheelers and somebody's puking out the back window. That was me.
Jeez.
Party animals.
As long as it's out the window.
But on a good note, it was pouring rain and he cleaned the car. I spent 2 days in bed in Tracyville. It was horrible.
I was going to
No.
ask if you could wash the car after, but never mind.
Yeah, we did. And
It's
the
good
bad
because stomach acid's hard on the paint.
Mhm.
the bad thing about it was I was looking forward to meeting
The bad part.
what? About being sick. Yeah.
The puking out the car window for hours is not the bad part. My
That's
God.
not the bad part. Just wait, apparently.
No, the bad part was I couldn't get out of bed for 2 days and I got to not meet up with Darren Taylor or his beautiful wife Becky at the Tracyville shoot. I wanted to see them. I didn't because I was puking.
That's
But-
too bad. Those two are awesome.
Yeah, they really are awesome. But I did also get to meet Captain Andy.
He's
And-
cool too.
Yeah, he was at the AMA range. He came over and said, "Hey, do you know who I am?" And I said, "No idea." And he says, "I'm Captain Andy."
I may drill.
So he said, "Don't you know who I am?" Is what he said.
And I said, "No."
That's
I know.
bad.
I know who he is, but I didn't know. Like he
You
looks
didn't
at
know he
me,
looked like.
and I'm going,
You
no, I have no
love
idea.
him.
The other person that I saw at AMA was Fusilier. He dropped by the range, and I wanted to say thank you to him because he's a listener. But he also came by with a bunch of gifts. Awesome gifts. I think I might have to just send some to Adriel for his boys. We got to hang out with some listeners: David, Luke, Blaz, Darren. I didn't get to see Darren. Sorry, Darren. Jake's. Congratulations, Jake's, on getting Rifleman, and also Joel as well, who's somebody new that on Prince of Ireland.
Jake's is cool. I like Jake's. I haven't seen him in a while.
Oh, that's the other thing. Okay, like the East Coast, it was what, 12, 13 degrees, pouring rain. There was a couple of days when it was down to like 8 or even 5 degrees. Pouring rain. Did I say it was pouring rain? And mosquitoes and black flies were as big as, I don't know, horses. So it was not great weather, but it was great to see everybody. Jake's he shot in Prince Edward Island. There was gale force winds, and it was about 5 degrees, and it was pouring. So
Wait, it was windy in PEI? Weird.
I know.
Never happens.
All the ranges were windy.
Potatoes flying by.
Yep. It was nice to come back to Ontario. So we left New
That's not a
Brunswick.
sentence you say very often.
I know.
No,
We left New Brunswick. At least it was sunny, and it was like 15 degrees. And when we got back to Ontario, it was 28 degrees and sunny. Just like, summer's here. That's about it. Just to let you know as well, the CCFR calendar, we're putting out a call out for anybody who wants to be a model. Let me know at kelly.wheaton@firearmsrights.ca.
Hey, I offered last year and you never followed up with me.
Hey, if you want to send me pictures of you in a bikini, go ahead.
I don't own a
Full
bikini.
stop. Full stop. If you want to send me pictures of you in bikini, please do. I think
There
that's what I
will
heard.
be no bikini. Just a picture of me wearing a gun.
All right.
I'm so doing that. What do I have that's big enough? I have something around here.
one of those little like 3-inch vert grips should cover it all.
Yeah, I got an FN-22 pistol. Maybe that'll work.
Okay. I'm looking forward to those pictures. Okay. Why don't we go on to upcoming events, because this is getting a little long. Bum. Okay.
Unlike the gun that Dave needs to.
Charity shoot. Adriel, you know all about this. Why don't you talk about the charity shoot in Drumheller?
Oh yeah, the couple things that they're working on right now that I think are both confirmed. That are confirmed. Not I think they're confirmed. They are confirmed. There are going to be prohibs at this match, and there's going to be axe and saw blade throwing and other bladed weapons throwing.
Nice.
All sorts of weird stuff going on. Should be fun.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to it.
And it's available on Eventbrite. Go and sign up.
Mhm.
Okay. We're trying to raise $10,000.
That's correct.
We're trying to raise as much as we can.
Oh.
Hopefully
Well,
more than 10,000.
No, we hit
Yeah.
10,000.
We're setting a
just say,
limit,
"Stop."
10,000, then the rest goes to Adriel.
Is that? Oh, that's what happens.
No.
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 Okay. From Trevor, why don't you read this one from Tony?
Because I don't have the notes open. That's why.
Oh, really?
That's a good
Get on
reason.
it.
You were being negligent in your host
Yeah.
duties.
Wait, there's show notes?
Okay. There is.
Yeah, sorry,
Oh,
Dave.
nice.
Next time you get the notes next time. Sorry.
Okay.
This is an email from Tony.
Yep.
Hey guys, long-time listener here. Reload Radio. I even have the T-shirt. I was hoping you could do me a favor and mention a couple of events happening at the Campbell River Gun Club on Vancouver Island in June. Saturday, June 22nd, is a Project Maple Seed event taking place at our 200-meter range. Sunday, June 23rd, is a Canadian rimfire precision match at our 600-yard range. That's a long range for rimfire, but, who am I to judge? There are still places open for both events. Both events will be directed by Rick, and we hope to see as many people as possible. You can go to mapleseedrifleman.com/events or rimfireprecision.ca/events. Cheers, Tony. Thanks for that, Tony.
Yeah.
Sign up.
Yeah.
See, we have other people even advertising for us. It's awesome.
Yes,
Thanks.
very awesome.
We have a lot of events that are currently. No, we don't. Most of them are sold out. If you want to check out Maple Seed, see if there's any more events, go online. Check them out.
Gotta
How
get
often
smarter
do
on
people, Kelly?
What?
How often do people no show? Because we had a couple of no shows, right?
Yep.
Is that often like
We typically have 1 or 2 per,
per event? Really?
Yeah. Yep. We tried a couple of things to try and circumvent that.
Right.
Yeah. But last
Well,
minute
I mean-
cancellations. It's very nice when people let us know they're not coming.
Yep.
Yeah.
What's your cancellation policy? Like, when can they pull out and get a refund?
Okay. So they get an email 7 days beforehand. We
Yep.
like to know prior to that, and we have been giving them a refund if we have people on the wait list and we can fill the position. But
To
if
what point?
what?
Up to what point?
Up to what point? After that, if they
7 days?
yeah,
Within
if they
okay.
if they cancel and we can't fill the position, then they're not getting a refund.
After 7 days. Within
Yeah.
within 7 days of the go
Yeah.
button. Cool.
Yeah.
And if you no show, well, you don't deserve.
No, because we plan typically
Yep,
for
that's right.
people to be there.
Yep.
There's cost of us being there. There's even range fees. Some not typically we'll build the range fee into the cost, but we still have to pay that to the range. So
Well, when
Yeah.
somebody no shows, I mean, screw them realistically.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, an email the night before, can't make it, don't expect a refund, sorry.
Yep.
But to
And we-
just no
yeah.
show is douchey.
Attending own funeral.
usually we'll get them, and we really, really appreciate them because it means we're not waiting for people. Our safety briefings start at 8:00 now, and we're not waiting for anybody. They'll catch up with the safety briefing. They'll have to do it
Yeah.
privately.
Amen.
That's it. We're not holding up
Absolutely.
other people. Okay. This one is from Nathaniel, or Nate, as we like to call him. He says, please plug these events celebrating Cooey's 100th anniversary. These events grew out of a small, now over 2,000 members strong Facebook group, Cooey collectors from across Canada and a few abroad. He says, on July 6th, Cooey Day at the Milverton Rod and Gun Club in Milverton, Ontario from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. They're going to have history display tables, flea market, barbecue raffles, and shooting events. Admission is a donation to a non-perishable food item to a local charity. That's awesome. They're going to be collecting food. On July 6th, it's Cooey Collector Show and History. It's in Columbus Community Center and Cobourg. I might go to that one. No, I'm in Alberta. 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Again, there's going to be the history displays and flea markets, barbecue, and shooting events. On July 7th in Bonnyville Shooting Association, along with Cooey Collectors and JR Cooey Parts. Gates open at 9:30 a.m. 22 shooting challenges, shotgun shoot, and refreshment. He says, P.S. If Slamfire is interested, maybe I shouldn't be reading this. You're supposed to put it in italics.
If it's not in italics, you must read it. That's the
Okay.
rule.
All right. It says this is a great time for Slamfire to do a main topic on Cooey. Yeah, somebody's deleting it right now. So
Someone's
no,
putting it into italics right now.
You're welcome.
Well,
that is.
I've
Go
seen
ahead.
a few photos from their event. It looks like a blast. And if you haven't read about Cooey yet, there was a good article about it in Caliber, I think, a while ago. It was very interesting. I have
Yeah.
two of them sitting behind me that I've randomly picked up over the years. They really just sort of that was one of the first guns I ever fired, like everyone else in Canada, over about the
Yep.
age of 30. So I bought
Yep.
one.
Yep.
And yeah, it's actually really fascinating history.
It'd be interesting to have them on. I think we should do that.
I definitely agree. We definitely need to have a main topic covering the history of Cooey firearms in Canada. And I don't just
I
mean reading
concur.
from the Wikipedia article, although that is a great place to start.
Do we know
Okay.
any like super Cooey aficionados?
I believe Nate says he does, and he'll put us in contact.
Sweet. Let's do
Just
it.
join their group.
All right. The only recommendation I have is if anybody brings a Cooey single action to a Maple Seed, please don't.
Don't.
I was actually
Recommendation.
going
Don't.
to. I was just thinking I should bring mine.
Don't.
Yeah,
I
don't
will.
qualify. I just want to shoot it.
The hate.
Don't care.
Please don't.
Ah,
Love it, Kelly. You sound like a black badge instructor after 4 seasons.
Yeah.
Don't bring a nylon holster. Don't.
Don't. Okay, we are going to be talking about our favorite subject, Wendy Kukier. Let's go to the news.
Oh, give me just 1 sec. I actually have an event.
Oh.
I'm going to the GAT show
sorry.
tomorrow down at.
Oh yeah, Rod's going to be there and Tracy too, I think.
Oh,
Tell
okay,
us what Tell us what the GAT show is.
It is a
Blast.
it's apparently a hell of a lot of fun.
Will there be a lot of GATs
Premier
there?
Live. Apparently, there will be many GATs, 100 plus. They have a big firearms list here.
Wow.
And bought VIP tickets. A buddy of mine in town who is a listener is going to pick me up tomorrow morning because I'm carless at the moment. And we're going to truck our way down there and shoot some guns and meet some folks and have some fun. So it'll be a blast.
It's for the industry, basically. It's invite. You have to be special.
Is it like tap?
You
tap
have to
on,
be
tap
special. I just went to their website and bought a ticket. So I
Well,
don't think
or
you have to be
pay money.
special. Yeah.
Yeah.
Special or pay money, as
Dave.
most things in life.
Dave, when you're at the door giving your ticket to get in, please say to them, "Don't you know who I am?"
Mm.
If you
Dave.
could do that.
I will do it and I will record it.
And if they don't know who you are, I want you to find an ammo can and sit on it and pout.
No.
The GAT show is put on by the guys from Coat of Arms.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So you're going to have people like Odell Engineering there. You're going to have Darth Silva. You're going to have Bullseye, and it is a lot of fun.
I'm going
And
next
it
year.
just goes on and on.
Yes.
And on. So many people coming.
Yeah,
It
and it's
should
the
be
first time they
wild.
have the VIP. I was thinking about going, but I have a double Maple Seed this weekend, so I can't go. Sorry.
Aw.
I want to
Well,
go
I got
next year.
the VIP ticket, but I'm only going for the one day because I have no car, so I am at the mercy of other people.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay. Why don't we move on to news then? Go back to Wendy.
Ugh.
Ugh.
Wendy Cook here.
Yeah. Yeah. You threw
She's
this.
lying. She's quoting incorrect stats.
And
But
getting called out.
yeah,
Yep.
finally, looks like we're having some results on this. So this was an article in Ottawa Matters. I think it might have been in some other news places as well, just because these things get syndicated all over the place. But originally, this article was banning legal handguns in Canada could reduce local crime, says gun control expert, and it had some stats from Wendy in there. And it looks like some firearms enthusiasts corrected those statistics, and they downgraded it from including the stats to having a correction in there saying this article originally featured a statistic given by the interviewee that has been proven incorrect. We regret publishing the error. And they downgraded her from an expert to a gun control advocate.
Advocate. Yeah.
Perfect.
How can you be an expert in gun control? That's dumb.
Well, you could
Advocate is
be,
the correct
I
term.
think you'd have to like have some facts on it and have like a kind of a whatever works kind of an approach, and not like
I've
an
conducted
agenda.
this study, and I found this result and this. That might make you an expert on the topic. Instead, no.
Yeah, but this doesn't, which is
She
very
has
good.
performed many things, and they often disagreed with what she said, so then she ignored them.
Mm-hmm.
Good. I dislike that woman intensely. I think she has done more damage to Canada than anybody other than assorted politicians I can think of. She is a terrible, terrible human being.
She is. She even got reprimanded at work for a bullying incident or something like that. Do you guys read
Yeah.
about that one?
Yeah.
Shocking.
That.
She was removed from tenure for it, I believe.
Oh my! Wow.
Really?
Well,
Yeah.
she was supposed to take over as the president, I think, or something like that, and she didn't get it, I think, because of that.
Good.
Yeah, she is such a horrible human being. So many billions of dollars wasted just because of her and the liberals and conservative collaborators at the time. But she probably got a lot of people killed, realistically, because all those billions of dollars, we could have bought women's shelters, we could have bought frickin' MRI machines and saved people from cancer. Ooh.
Some mental care. We could have put money into mental care and then stop people who were going over the edge.
Take care of people, not inanimate objects.
Yeah.
Because those people, they can't get the gun, they'll get the white van. Ban the white van. That I'm in favor of. Nothing good happens after 2:00 in a white van.
Well, I don't want to argue with that, but whatever. The one with free hugs on the side was quite entertaining, but we'll
Chocolate.
discuss that again.
You can get me with chocolate and Jameson. Okay, just
Free Jameson. I'm painting free Jameson on the side of my car.
well. Enough talking about Wendy because we're all sick of her. And let's go on to Caliber and Glock magazine. No,
Yeah,
Glock.
I got it. Let me just
Yep.
pull it up here. Okay, present to everyone there. That's what Caliber put up. Trudeau to announce ban on single-use plastics on Monday, and Caliber
Yeah.
voted on that. We have not ascertained how this new ban will impact Glock sales.
Funny.
It's clever.
Yeah.
It's clever.
We should
Oh,
talk
man.
about that though. We were told that's, good authority, AR ban on June 4th or June 7th. Both days have
Nothing.
passed, nothing.
Nothing.
And as much as obviously nothing is what we want, we all have to be careful about crying the sky is falling, because eventually people will stop looking up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure sold a lot of AR-15s though.
Yes,
Yeah.
Canada's best AR salesman is not Bill Blair, it's Tracy Wilson.
Combination of the two.
I hope she's getting a lot of thank you cards, gift cards for ARs. So, yeah, I mean, I know Bill Blair started this whole poop show, but anyway.
Yeah.
But, I mean, so when does Parliament rise? Anybody know? Because we're already the 13th.
Mm.
Let's Google food.
I don't look at politics on a good day.
Right.
It's not a
But the
good day.
whole idea is if they don't get something done before Parliament rises, they're not going to, because when the House gets back to work in the fall, it's election time right around the corner. So
They're not allowed to do anything and introduce anything once they've called the elections.
I do
Right.
kind of wonder if the reason they've done this, and this is a little bit tinfoil hat, but I don't think too particularly, is so that the Liberals can stand up and go, look at all these gun control advocates losing their minds after we said we might ban guns, and vote for us, otherwise the streets will be running red with blood.
Yeah, it's a bit of tinfoil there, but
I don't
But
know if they
maybe-
can think that far ahead, though.
that's the thing. See, you're giving them a lot of credit there, Dave.
Yeah.
Is the issue?
So they raise on the 21st of June.
Underestimate your enemy.
21st. Okay, cool. Thanks,
Yeah.
Bill.
Summer solstice there. Okay. Do we? Okay. The
Wow.
next one. Well, somebody just again italics people. I don't know. Do we want to talk about this?
I sent this to you guys earlier, so
I don't have show notes, so what are we talking
Yes.
about?
Let's talk about it. You did send it. I read it.
Well, it's gun industry related,
Yeah,
right?
let's talk about it.
And well, let's be nice, but at the same time, people should know.
Mhm,
Canada's
that's
calling
what I
out BCL publicly on CGN, saying, "Hey, sorry to post this publicly, but we've not been able to get a hold of anyone at BCL through email or phone for the last month. Please contact us as soon as possible." That's a CGN post that Canada Ammo put up, as Canada Ammo sells BCL products.
Okay,
Well-
so Canada Ammo called out BCL on CGM with a post.
Mhm.
Saying, "WTF? Can one of you guys get in contact with us? We've been trying to get in contact with you guys for a month."
Well, here's something fun. I got a message from a gentleman who had problems where I had all sorts of problems, like long ongoing problems with the BCL and getting warranty. And they got a new warranty guy who was freaking awesome for about a month. And then he's not there.
And then he quits.
This dude was promised by BCL. He had one that was having the same problems you've got, Adriel, where he's having extraction or ejection issues.
Rejection, yeah.
So he returned it to BCL. They sent him all sorts of parts. None of them helped. He sent the gun back. They put a new upper on it. He got it back. Exact same issue. And then he sent it in. And this is Mike. He got the gun back like a month later after threatening to report the gun as stolen to the Canadian Firearms Center. So I got a message from him. Ever have filed complaint to Better Business Bureau. Rob is pathetic at best, and well, I won't repeat the rest of it, but yeah. There's a lot of people really, really pissed with those guys right now. And that's disappointing because they should have had a frickin' gold mine and they have completely blown it. Like, worst company ever. Come on, guys.
He's an engineer, not a businessman.
Hire businessmen.
Yep.
It's pretty basic.
Yeah, you're selling guns. They guns always sell.
Yeah, and I mean that
Especially when they're
BCL
custom made
102.
for the Canadian market, right? Like that thing had a run on semi-auto AR-ish 308s for a while.
Mhm.
Yeah, they realistically should be buying private islands with that BCL 102 money, and they completely tanked it. And mostly, I think they completely tanked it, not so much with the gun's reliability, although that was the thing. It was just the shitty service.
Yep.
You know, I told them, why don't you have a phone number? Like,
Yeah.
that would solve so many problems if somebody just picked up the phone.
Because
and said,
people will call
"Hey,
it,
man."
Dave.
Well, I know, but I'm a customer service guy, and I've discovered in my entire life, if somebody's having a crappy day and they're having problems with your product, and you say, you know what, I understand you're having a problem, we're going to make this right. There isn't a problem then.
Yeah.
And then you actually make it right, of course, which is the other part where they fall down.
Okay.
So, yeah, really, really bad. And they're getting called out by their distributor. I mean, that's like, wow.
Well, they're an end retailer. I think North Silver is
Right.
the
North
distributor.
Silver is the new distributor.
Okay. Well, still, wow.
But still, yeah.
Okay. Let's move on to new gun stuff. Guess what's happening this weekend?
The Gat Show. Gatcho.com.
Yeah. No, it's Father's Day. Father's Day
Oh.
sales are happening.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to be a father to take advantage of this, do you?
They don't check on the way in.
Adriel, you set this up, so why don't you talk about Arms East?
Yeah, I'll talk about these. Okay, so first, Arms East, they have Stag 10 rifles in stock. So if you're looking for one of those, they've got the full 308, they've got the 6.5 Creedmoor, and they've got just the receiver sets. So any of those three that you might want, all are in stock now, and all are high quality and have a company that will support them.
A buddy of mine just messaged me and said, I'm so glad I went with the Stag 10.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Range
And they
view.
are $1,900, $1,950, $1,995 for the 6.5 Creedmoor one. Yeah. It's right around where you think it would be for a high quality rifle in 308 or 6.5 Creedmoor. The next one here, Rangeview Sports have unissued Mosin Nagants. So most of the Mosins we have are like Arsenal refinished, where they took them to war, they got all rusty and nasty, and then they took them back, refurbished them, stored them in Greece for World War III, which never came around. These are actually just straight up unissued. No one even took one of these out. They're basically new from the 40s. Never issued Mosin Nagants, which is kind of neat. So if you want one that's never been issued, they're a little bit pricey. They're $450 to $550.
Sorry, I was reading an email. What did you just say?
Unissued
Unissued?
Nagants for $450 to $550.
How is it even possible that there's some left that are unissued?
Yeah, that's the interesting part. I mean, you got to think about like the Soviets and storing Mosins and
Right. Yeah.
making millions of them and just putting them everywhere.
Where are they? Who's got them?
Rangeview
Rangeview.
Sports.
Is this in our new gun stuff thing?
Yes.
Oh, there it is. Okay. All right, carry on.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unissued
I didn't
Mosin.
buy a gun this week, so
Don't want an unissued Mosin if you shot a Mosin before and you're like, and you sold it right away. You probably like the unissued one is not worth that much more.
I probably
you
wouldn't.
shoot
I probably wouldn't shoot it, dude. I would just like stick it on the wall.
Yeah.
If you
Sorry.
stick it on the wall, once you
Who
grab
was that
one,
again who had them?
say again.
What?
Who was it who had them again?
Rangeview Sports.
Oh, very cool.
I mean, if you're gonna like put something on the wall,
Yeah.
I like personally, I'd rather have something that has been in World War I and or World War II because they're still around, right? And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
it's
Very
like,
well might be.
that's like a collector's Mosin Nagant. I don't know if the two go together just yet. Maybe in the future, sometime people would be like, "Oh wow, that's a really cool Mosin Nagant. That's a really cool collector's piece." Right now, it's like,
Yeah, all right. Like collecting
Oh, hell,
matchsticks.
buy and hunt with it.
yeah, or bang out steel with it or whatever. Anyways, Grandview Sports has those. So if you're looking for a unissued Mosin Nagant, they've got some of those.
Ooh, nice wood.
That's what she said.
She did.
All right, Kelly, you're breathing into your mic a bit.
Okay.
The next piece here is International Shooting Supplies has an anniversary sale coming up, and there's a couple of things in here that are pretty good prices. They have some 115 grain 9mm Winchester for $105 per 500. So that'll come to $210 per 1,000, which is pretty smoking good. And the other, yeah. So this is International Shooting Supplies. They've got really cheap 9mm, and they also have really cheap. I noticed they're 308 762 by 51. They have some American Eagle 149 grain, 500 rounds for $369, and that's also a pretty good price for American Eagle 308. So if you're looking for that kind of thing, go take a look at International Shooting Supplies. They have an anniversary sale from June 19th to 22nd. And then this one is kind of interesting. Fast Toys, they've got a shipment of CERT 110 training pistols.
Yeah,
So
I want
these-
one.
What's that?
I want one.
They look
They're
like a Glock, but they're not
Yeah,
a Glock.
well, it is really.
They're a laser Glock.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's a laser Glock.
They're fun.
They look very, very neat. The 110 model has functional features of the Glock 17 or 22. This version has a polymer slide with a red laser, and they are $337.
They have horrible triggers.
Mhm.
Well, it makes
That's
it
sort of the
all the
idea,
better
right?
for you to train your trigger finger on.
Yeah.
We so before anybody says that, Matthew, have you been to the Iron Sights training thing in the industrial park in Fredericton?
No.
That's what they use. And Fred and I were shooting off, and you couldn't shoot anymore. You literally couldn't pull you couldn't pull the trigger anymore. You had to like stop.
Because
The gun never ran out of ammo, obviously, because it's a laser. So it's just like target.
your finger got tired.
And sore. It was ridiculous.
So,
I actually was putting the gun from my right hand to my left hand because when it comes to shooting a handgun, pretty
wow,
ambidextrous.
that is pretty heavy. That shouldn't be that heavy.
Mhm.
Can you get like a trigger job done on it?
Say, take your Dremel to it.
I think maybe.
Because if it had the same trigger as the Glock, it would
Which
be really
does not.
good for practicing and stuff.
I concur.
Kind of
It's just not bad.
surprised that they're that bad. That's not good.
Yeah, it's really bad.
Yeah.
Cool. Anyways, we're quite a ways in today. We want to get to the main topic.
Yeah, let's get to the main topic.
I guess
Alright.
so.
Okay. The main topic that we're going to be doing this evening is our listener survey results. Yay! Yay!
Yeah, so thanks to everyone who filled out the survey. We kind of collated all these. I think you guys all have the links, so you can all take a quick look here. I'll go over some of the stuff up top, and then each of us can read out our own feedback.
Sure.
No,
we
you just take us. I think Adriel
Yeah.
should just take us through. What do you guys think?
Yeah, just take
I
us
think
through
you should
what.
do
Yeah, and
Because
we'll
let's face
interject.
it was his idea, so it should be
Yeah.
him doing the work.
Okay.
I don't disagree with this.
Cool. How many SFR episodes have you listened to? 59% of our listeners have listened to all of them. So they're
Damn.
like long term. Yeah.
That's like almost over half.
No, it's not almost over half, Trev. It is. It is over
Hey,
half.
I do new math.
Yeah. Well,
that
apparently.
new fundamental kind of math that it's all weird.
Emotionally, I feel like that number is almost half. So
Mm. Good.
Okay,
That's good.
you're not far off the mark. That actually stings a little bit.
But there's also 36% of our listeners who are in the 10 to 50 episodes range. So they're fairly new. They might not have heard about us shooting gophers in the face.
Well,
Right.
they
So
have
we
the
should
night.
bring this up more often, is what you're saying.
And
Yeah, we need to-
bears. There need to be more face shooting discussions. Could be
Yeah.
face shooting radio.
I know for a
Maybe-
fact we have lost some people because of it, and that's unfortunate. But I respect everyone's opinion, but we're not for everyone.
That's exactly it, right? We aren't for everyone. And at the end of the day, we make a little bit of fun about it and have a little levity. But in the end of the day, an animal's dying, and it's dying for a reason. How that happens, just whatever. It's a
Yeah, the reason
circumstance
is
of-
never just so we can get our jollies.
no, never.
It's either
always for a
food or
good
pest
reason.
control.
And I don't go out of my way, and I don't think anybody here goes out of their way to shoot an animal in the face. However, if it is facing you and you shoot it, admit it. It's kind of funny to say that.
Well, you also exaggerate the hell out of it. I mean, like shoot it in the head because that's the target available, and we turn it into a Phil, I shot in the face.
Right.
It's for the show.
It is. It
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Anyway, carry on.
All right. Do you watch us record on? We can talk about face shooting. Do you watch
That
us
should have been
record
one of
on-
the questions. More or less face
Yeah,
shooting.
more or less. Is it just right? Do you need more? Do you watch us record on YouTube Live? Most of the people are sometimes. I think that the thing we're trying to get out of this was, is this a valuable thing? I think the answer is a clear yes. A lot of
I
people
think so.
watch it exclusively. Some of the people watch it some of the times, and very few people, only 17% probably won't watch it. So
Yeah, more than half is either sometimes or most of the time. So that means
Pretty decent.
people enjoy the YouTube thing.
There are a lot of podcasts that do what we do, and I don't watch them live. And it's not because I don't want to. It's just that's not how I consume my podcast content.
Your podcasts, yeah.
My podcasts, and I download it to the phone. I listen to it while driving,
Yeah.
almost exclusively.
Yeah, and some people like watching on YouTube. It doesn't matter.
Yep.
Yeah, I always listen to them in the car. That's the only time I have time for podcasts.
Yeah. The rest of you losers out there watching us on YouTube Live. I mean, oh, did I say? I'm kidding.
Losing more just on this show.
And there,
The hate mail can be sent to Matthew.
yeah,
Yeah.
there are some people who enjoy watching it and it's interactive.
Especially for showing guns.
Yeah, of course.
And you're right, it's interactive. We have the live chat going.
Exactly. So they join us.
I wonder if the
whether we
time
want it.
zone thing would improve or unimprove the number of live viewers we have. Are we recording at the right time for the
We
live
always
show?
get more the later we go.
The later we go, the more we get.
For the West, it's very early.
Right. That makes
Yeah,
sense.
And everybody's in the West.
Yeah, most
like-
people are.
6 of us down here in a cow.
And people in the West actually work, so they're still at work, unlike the people in the East.
Ooh.
Oh,
That
listen.
cuts a
We're
little
losing
close
more
to home.
listeners. After this show,
Harper.
we're gonna have none.
With no listeners left. When
Yeah.
did you stop listening to SFR episode 308 or whatever we are on? I don't know what we're on.
Anyway,
The one. How else do you engage with us? About 86% of the people who engage with us do so on Facebook. 29% Patreon supporters, which thank you for that. 42% on Instagram. That number is higher than I thought it would be. So we need to do some more stuff on Instagram.
we
Got
do.
it. I'm on it. I'll do more there.
All right, and we have to help out by sending more stuff to you to share on it, right?
Cool.
12% on GOC and 30% IRL. That's in real life for you beyond 50-year-olds here.
There's no one here beyond
Trevor.
50.
What,
Well, there's one person beyond 50, but
Trevor?
what? Dave is old, man.
Oh, Dave's not old. He's
Oh, that's
very
right.
young.
You're old. You're over 50.
What? Doesn't look a day over 25.
Yeah, you're my favorite, right?
I'm out.
You kiss ass. I was
Good
going to say
reason.
35, but
Overall show length, it looks like people like the show for the length that we make it. So most of the comments were time doesn't matter as long as it's good content, which it's not. So it's probably too
Yeah,
long.
so sorry about that.
sorry.
Yeah, most people say they don't really care as long as it's appropriate for the content.
Right.
Now let's get on to. Are you sure that like you guys don't want to summarize your own feedback pages? You guys
No.
should summarize your own feedback pages.
No, man. Why should we do it?
Okay,
I'll do it for Trevor.
Yeah, there we go. That's what we
Where-
should.
oh, is there a link? All right, we'll pick one and
There's a
we'll pick
link.
each other's. Where's the link?
There's a link
What do
in
you
there.
mean? Where's the link?
Show now.
Um,
I'm not watching the show notes.
Oh,
Starting to sound like McClatchy, Trevor. Step it up a game.
I have no show notes.
Oh,
All right.
poor Dave. Somebody send Dave a link.
Should send
All right.
Dave, like just the whole thing, and he can do it.
Yeah.
I think that's
I would do
Okay,
that.
I'm first. Matthew, you going to do me?
Whoa, whoa,
I'll-
whoa.
I almost.
Yes.
After hours.
That's a lot, though. Holy smokes, we're going to be here.
I'm
for-
not going to read it all. I'm going to read the ones that I find interesting.
yeah.
Yeah, there's some consistency.
Okay, well then let's
between some
do
of them.
ourselves like
Yeah.
always around here, and pick the ones that we think are the funniest.
Well, it doesn't have
Or
to
the most- yeah,
necessarily
okay, right.
be funny. It could
Okay,
be,
are we ready?
be-
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
All right. One thing Trevor does that I really like Nothing.
I was going to say, stop talking.
I think the same person said that for everyone.
Yeah.
Then I got
Hitting his go button. I like that one. That's a good one.
ragging on other shooters.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Explains IPSC rules and everything new to the sort of explains IPSC rules and anything new to the sport. He explains in detail.
Mm-hmm.
Brutally honest.
Mm-hmm.
Very knowledgeable about a lot of topics.
Go full fur lot.
Where's that one?
2/3 way through.
2/3 way
Oh,
through.
leave me
Hey,
on
you're
there.
not going to read them all, Trev. So you're just going to have to
No.
skim. Yeah.
I like it when he's surly. I like it when he's ornery. He
This guy
shoots
likes
a
all the time.
lot.
Yeah.
Pokes fun at everybody equally. Thank you for that.
And then there's some that say he pokes fun at Kelly a lot.
And people like that. Remember in the what he does that I like category. Supports his discussion with facts. Wow, somebody didn't know me.
Mm-hmm.
Best at telling people how it is. Go button moments. Go button. Is there any other ones there? Oh, go full for a lot. There it is. I love it. Interact with other hosts. Videotapes me while I'm puking. Who is that?
You know, you've got a varied friend
I was
list.
gonna
You don't
say,
even know which one
There's a
that is.
list long enough
That's
that you
oddly specific.
Yeah, man. I don't.
You don't remember that?
I videotaped a lot of people while puking. I don't know. But anyway, apparently someone likes that thing that I do.
vaguely creepy, but okay.
The world's longest what I did in guns. When he pulls out random firearms and plays with them like his version of a fidget spinner. Oh my god, that's awesome. Not showing up for recording. He's always busy with guns and has a lot of great information to share. What was that? Being Trevor. There you go. It's the only person I know how to be. Okay,
Yep.
let's get into one thing Trevor could do to improve would be shut up a little. Lose weight.
Oh, I love that
It's
one.
like mean tweets.
Damn. So
That's
somebody
exactly
said-
like bean tweets.
somebody said that I look like a bag of insulation with my IPSC shirt on. So once they said that, I've gone keto and lost 10 to 15 pounds already.
And what did I say when I first saw you?
That I look svelte.
You
What
look
did I say
awesome.
when I first saw you?
You're fat and I hate you.
Pretty much, yeah.
Stop being a condescending ass. That means
Condescending means talking down to people. I love that part.
Oh, the tears are sustaining me. Talk more about hunting. Buy more guns. Not suck.
I have
Talk longer about what he did in this gun. I'm confusing these with what they like and what I could improve on. All right, so I could improve on by being more surly. Say numbers properly. Oh, I could reduce the length of what I did. Well, I'm not going to do less, so I'll just pick and choose the most interesting things to talk about. They want me to talk more about IPSC. Cut down on the ego, as there are times I hit the fast forward button to skip his egotistical bluster. Jesus, savage. Listening skills. More go button. More can seem conceited. Oh, I had a joke lined up for that one. Real gooder. Shorten his segment. Nothing. Just stay Trevor.
You got that in the other one.
Poke fun at everybody equally more.
It's the same person.
Stop making me jealous. Turn down the suck. Turn down the suck knob. I think he has suck cranked all the way to 10.
Celebrity roast. This
Like,
is
for
great. We
real.
need Don Rickles here.
Somebody
He's
wants you
dead.
to buy a Ross. Stop blowing out the back of his shorts during matches. That
Okay.
actually happened. I bent over and I ripped the ass right out of my pants.
Yeah, I remember that. That's why I'm coming back to this next match. See if it'll happen again.
And
One
Stakito.
thing Trevor could do to improve would be his acceptance of clowns as humans and a variable career if so desired. And a viable career if so desired. Nothing. He's perfect. There we go. We'll stop on that one.
End on that one. It's a good one.
Yeah. All right, Matthew.
Perfectly imperfect.
So the things that Matthew does that they like is I rarely show up.
Now, I wrote that.
Duly noted.
I wrote that, buddy. I want you to know straight up that was me, not a listener. I was the first one to fill out the survey, and I roasted you all equally.
That's
Whoever said what everyone was thinking.
Oh, that's awesome. Love it. One thing that they like is my sarcasm and interrupting others. I can't believe that. That's not true. They like it when I show up. Is different armed hiking, expeditions, dad jokes, sarcastic, sense of humor, laid back, geeky knowledge. So yeah, basically everything I figured. Armed hiking, a lot of airplane comments actually, which shows that there are some pilots out there that enjoy guns and flying too. But don't worry,
Or
because
wannabe
I get
pilots.
some What's that?
Or wannabe pilots that enjoy
Yeah.
the crossover. Yeah.
Yeah.
You should do both at the same time. Really, you need to arm that little plane of yours.
Look, I've had see, it's the legality of it, right? That's what it comes down to. Just not allowed.
Is
See-
that actually a thing? I was going to ask you that. Can you actually legally arm a plane like AR-15? Well, not AR-15, but some sort of belt.
What about a
fed?
music class? Could you shoot the course as you're flying over?
Just strafe it? Oh, here's Matt. Okay, Matt wins. That's the end of the match.
Boy,
Everybody.
that was fast. His hit factor sucks. He didn't hit anything.
Not a lot of bullets, though.
Fantastic.
Oh. It says here, shoot small animals in the face as a thing that they
Yeah.
like. There we go. There's one person at least likes that.
So we need a
So-
survey. Shoot things in the face, not shoot things in the face.
And some people like it when I give Trevor a hard time and annoy Trevor.
That was
So-
pretty consistent. Everyone likes when we all give Trevor a hard time.
Aw, poor Trevor.
That's cool. All right. And so some things that they think I could do to improve is to stop interrupting. So I don't know. That's probably not going to happen.
But that was Trevor.
Yes, it was.
Yes.
I should show up to record more often. We'll see. Yeah, that's basically mine. It's just copy, repeat, show up more, show up more, show up more. And drink more coffee, more 22 talk, less 22 talk. Fly more, fly less. So basically, I'm getting mixed signals here.
Just sit on the tarmac for a bit.
Don't
I
bother
need to
showing
fly
up
off the
more.
handle more.
Keep the ultralight running. Yeah, I'm working on it. Be not so laid back. Yeah. Can't
You-
see that happen. to
Yeah,
me.
you do see a little bit of mixed messaging in yours.
Yep. It's either
But-
keep doing what you're doing, stop doing what you're doing, or just annoy Trevor. So I'm just gonna keep on that one. I'll just
I think the
annoy
most
Trevor.
Sounds like
consistent
you're
thing in
doing
there is-
well, and you just go middle of the road. If you're pissing everybody off, life is good.
There you go.
I think people
Hey.
just want to see more of you.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can't
Huh?
please everyone. So just pick what.
That's right. So I try not to.
No, I
please
was just
anybody.
gonna say do what you want.
Yeah.
Please yourself.
Pedro, how did people like you?
Oh, let's see here. One thing Adriel does that I really like is new gun stuff, reviews, talk about different projects, grow hair. I don't know why that one's in there because clearly I don't do
Been
it.
there a few times.
Yeah, but I don't do it, and so interesting product reviews, knows his stuff, technical.
He's perfect.
reviews.
Look at that.
I agree with all of this so far. You do know your
Yeah.
stuff.
Mm-hmm.
A healthy amount of skepticism. That's one thing I try to bring in.
Yes.
Tell Trevor to shut up more, trigger Trevor more often, interrupt Trevor more.
First-hand review of gear, new gun stuff,
Be
level-headed.
even betterer than Trevor. Rib Trevor
Try it.
more.
Trying.
Man.
Anchor the show. Well, I'm trying to work on my weights, but thank you for noticing. Let's see here. Always takes time to explain things. Neato. Organizing the show. I don't really organize the show.
It makes it sound like you do, though. So
Yeah.
No,
Show notes.
some of the stuff. Yeah.
That's on me because I organized the show. I'm sorry, Dave.
Yeah. Anyways, what do I need to do more better? Laughing hard at his jokes. I do this. Yeah.
it's hilarious.
I
I don't
right
think you,
really close to the mic
I love
too.
it.
you shouldn't stop that. I find it hilarious.
Yeah.
I do too.
It is
So I will.
rotating.
More reviews. Talk more about hunting. I saw this a couple of times, and actually, I was talking earlier, Trevor and Matthew, with some people who want more hunting talk. So it's one of the things that like we're in the competition realm, and that's where we spend most of our time. And then every November we go hunting.
Right.
But it's something we might want to talk about a little bit more interspersed through the year. Is just more focused topics
Especially
on hunting.
leading up to gear
Yeah.
selection, caliber selection.
Well, I was talking to one guy about like getting into hunting and hunting grouse and that kind of thing. It's like, we should have like a grouse hunting episode where it's all about that. That's all the only thing we'll talk about as an idea. Anyway,
I love
I
it.
like that. It's a good idea.
Or shooting bear.
In the
shooting
face.
bears, yeah.
In the
'cause it's
face.
bear season.
What else do I got to improve on? I need to improve my haircut. That's gonna be hard to do.
More polish.
More organized. His squirrel moments don't seem to fit the rest of his professionalism. I do squirrel off sometimes. Yeah. Stop laughing at his own statements. I've been clear that I'm not going to do that.
But how do you,
Yeah,
how
no,
do you
you-
know
you
that they're
continue.
moving if you're not laughing?
Grow a
Yeah.
mustache.
Yeah, I like that. When you should grow a mustache, apparently.
And
I've
you're
got a
supposed-
beard.
And you're supposed to pick up on Comfrey.
Oh yeah, because
Yeah.
I got to do that part. Talk about 3-gun more. I think I talk about 3-gun every month
Yeah.
at least.
You're probably the advocate for 3-gun in
Yes.
Canada right now.
Yes.
I was gonna
You
say every
do,
month.
like, yeah.
Volume's inconsistent. I'm going to get a headset at some point because I'm gonna ditch this guy here. So I'm just waiting on a cord, and then I've got something. So it'll be more consistent.
Yeah.
Realize shotguns are useless. I already realized this. I just like using them for 3-gun.
They're
They
still
are
fun.
Hmm.
Just because something's useless doesn't mean it's not fun. I mean,
It's like
Never mind.
mopeds.
never mind. Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, look at mopeds.
You
I
know,
was gonna say, look at Trevor.
Trigger Trevor more often. Okay. I take all sorts of joy out of the times I have been able to trigger Trevor. Like pulling that modern sporter out as he was discussing how it comes apart. And
That was the best.
yeah.
Ridiculous.
Sweet. Okay, I think that's it for me. I don't really see anything else in there that stop being so polite.
Oh, you are super polite.
Hmm.
You have the best sense of humor ever. It's very dry, and nobody knows that they've been zinged until about 15 minutes later.
Yep.
Well, it's not.
Why
it's
am
not
I
a thing. It's
burning?
usually like just like kindergarten humor.
Those are the best insults, though, where somebody
Yeah.
walks away and then they're like, "Hey,
Yeah.
Too late. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Kelly, you're up.
Okay, so apparently what people like about me is when I get drunk and get guns. They've said it a couple of times. So tonight I'm drinking.
Still waiting.
Yeah, we're not going to go there. People really like maple seed. I talk about it quite a bit, apparently. And also my passion about maple seed and CCFR and bringing women in to the sport, advocating for women. Good counterpoints. They're saying picks on everyone. My sense of humor. And apparently I trigger and annoy Trevor quite a bit as well.
That
People
seems to be a
enjoy that.
consistent theme through this.
I know.
Yeah.
Like Trevor and picking at each
Poking
other
the bear is just like a common sport. Yeah.
in the face.
Yeah. So adds a different view to the show and tempers Trevor. Okay. Puts up with Trevor. There's a lot of Trevors in this.
Yeah, this
Mhm.
throughout
Am I-
all of your, I seem to get mentioned all throughout yours. Yet I don't remember hearing your names in mine.
Am I like the yin to your yang?
Sure. Clearly, I am the host they love to hate, and that's good.
And people really like it when I put ands and numbers.
Nope, that's not actually correct.
It's a fact. Yes.
Oh, yeah. Somebody else commented on that other than me. Don't use the same figure of speech 10,000 times.
Well, we're going into what people don't want me to do or I can improve on. Stop using the same figure of speech 10,000 times. Like really, 10,000 times. Isn't that a little bit of an over, exaggeration?
No, it's actually they were actually going under. They were
Yeah.
Okay. How many actually times did you say actually today?
actually. I'm not sure.
Nothing. Get drunk more. She's great. Does a great job.
Dose.
Those.
Drop
Does a great job.
Yeah, drop the
Fine.
filler words. I know that too. Annoys. They want me to annoy you even more. I don't know if
Impossible.
that's possible. Thank you.
I'm pumped.
Impossible.
Impossible. Swearing. By the way, the show is not. We're not allowed to swear on this show.
Because we're
So,
live.
yeah. So how am I supposed to swear more? And
Make up. We'll make up our own words for
You
swear
make
words.
up words.
Twat
like a
Make up our own.
Like a sci-fi movie where they say like weird words and they're like, you can't censor that.
Exactly. Like
It's twat.
Battlestar Galactica was bad for that.
Yeah,
and hilarious
frack.
at the same time.
Yeah, frack.
Yep.
Okay, my new favorite word is twatopotamus. Give me
Me too. Love it. It's better than the thesaurus one.
Okay. I'm not Owen. Apparently, a couple of us aren't Owen.
Are you sure? Did you check?
I did. I just went to the bathroom.
And you're not Owen? Okay, good. Carry on.
Keep the guys in line. Like seriously, you want
Not possible.
Challenging. Yep. Impossible.
shoot more. I'd like to shoot more too, but
The more you teach, the less you shoot. True story.
it is true story. The more that I teach, the more that I'm involved with other extracurricular activities like organizing events, drinking. If I drink more, maybe I'll shoot more.
See, that's the sign of somebody who's useful because you show up and people are like, "Hey, you're useful. Here's a big shovel," and you're like, "Okay," and then they're like, "Here's a bigger shovel," and you're like, "No, I want to shoot."
I keep getting sent stuff from people because they say you're busy, so you know what that means. You'll get this done. So here, do this.
Yep. That's right.
That's true.
Get a better mic. I agree too. So Adriel,
So
you and
sign
I-
up for Patreon so she can get a better mic. Help us, help you, you help us, you help each other, help with Mike.
It's a fact.
I
Keep
just gotta-
saying it's a fact, or don't say it. There's a lot of contradiction in mine as well.
I just got a text from Mad Cat. He says, "Kelly rocks. She keeps Trevor in line." LOL.
But she doesn't though.
It's an illusion.
Yes. Still yes, it's show fodder. I am not in line.
Tell Trevor to shut up so she can talk more.
Valid.
Not beating around the bush there.
That is a little bit of a consistent feedback as well. They want me to talk a little bit more, but it's really, really hard to talk when
It's not your
Trevor's
turn.
on.
I'm not good. Yeah, shut up, Trevor. There.
I will not.
So just wanted to say to everybody, thank you very much for your feedback. Cheers. I'm drinking, and it's a fact.
All right, now the best part of all.
Oh, it's a contest. Guess who didn't win?
Matthew?
I didn't win.
I didn't either. Trevor, did you
Neither
win?
did Trevor.
I did not. I was winning for the first day.
You know, it was interesting. It swapped around.
It
You were
did.
winning the first day. Kelly was winning after that for the rest of the week. And I
And
came
then
in.
the ringers came in.
I came in from the back.
Yeah, Kelly obviously sent this to all her friends, right? To try and
Friends and family, guys, you got to
Yeah.
vote for me for this thing.
Yes.
It's super important. I'll win.
poll
all sorts of
alert,
stuff.
poll
What's it?
alert.
Trevor,
There-
did you say you need to vote for this to your friends?
He
No,
doesn't
I
have
don't,
any friends.
I don't think you got a screenshot to prove that because I think you're lying. That's inflammatory.
Got to put it on the CCFR Facebook page. Got to
Yeah.
like mail bomb some places.
Kelly at
You
the
know,
late weekend
But
had-
except for Matthew being slaughtered, the rest of it, and that's because he.
I
took the last
did.
year
I
off.
got 11%.
Yep.
Matthew, it's because
11.
it's
That's
because you're not
ridiculous.
on.
Matthew,
Yeah,
I
people
hardly
like
even
you.
like. I mean, Matthew, I like you the best, and I hardly like you. So
I
don't
know,
like,
right?
take it personal, man.
Hey, Adriel, are you offended by that comment?
Which comment?
He likes Matthew better than us.
No, because I win.
No, that's not what I. That's not what I said, Kelly. I said I
You
liked
like
him best,
best.
as in more than you guys like him.
Oh, I was taking it like you like
You
him.
sure
Yeah,
did,
Trevor
yeah.
likes me more than you guys like me, and he still doesn't like me very much. So
Matthew?
obviously,
There's the joke. Thank
Yeah.
you.
at least I got it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have the crayons right now. Come on.
I'm gonna
Oh,
need
was I being condescending, or was that being conceited?
That means he's speaking down to you.
Oh. You know, I don't know what conceited means, which is really hard for
Oh,
me to
come on.
understand because I know everything, right? Because I'm incredibly intelligent. So it's really weird that I wouldn't understand what conceited means. But anyway, whatever.
Who won?
It's because you're humble and you don't have to worry about like knowing everything.
Oh,
At least
I'm so
200%
secure in the
humble
fact that I
about
know
it.
it all that I
Right.
don't have to worry about knowing some piddly little term that hobo use.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Some pleb term.
It sounds like a word of the poor, like poor people
Words.
run around calling
Words.
people conceited. Yeah.
Okay, so apparently I control you guys really well and wrap things up. So, Adriel, who won this? And the scores, please.
Matthew 12%, Trevor 28%, Kelly 26%, me 34%.
Oh.
And
Oh, stop it! It was, but you know what though? Except for Matthew, and Matthew, I have a theory. Except for Matthew, we're all very, very close, which
Yes.
says something.
Yes, very close.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which means we all kind of balance each other out. We all bring a certain something. It's not like there was a complete slaughter. Matthew, your numbers are low because you were gone for a year and a half. That's
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I think the same thing. When I saw the leader getting swapped around between you and Kelly a couple of times, but I was like right there the whole time. Yeah, I think that everyone appreciates what we all bring, and even in the comments, like what you like about each of the different hosts. It's like they like that Trevor's bringing IPSC, they like that Kelly's bringing Maple Seed, they like that Adriel's bringing 3-gun and that kind of thing, right? So I think that people appreciate the different viewpoints that we're bringing in and the different stuff that we bring to the table.
And you know what? I get it. I'm not for everybody. The older I get, the more I realize that, and the less I try and be for everybody. It's just I'm going to be who I am, whether you like me or not. I don't mean to go out and be offensive. I don't go out of my way to be a dink, but I am who I am, and I'm
But
not
every
for
once in a
everybody.
while, we all do that. Every once in a while, we're all a
Yeah.
dink once in a while.
Yeah. Well,
I think that we all have different personalities and we interact well with each other. I think it's because we have so much in common, but we also have so much that's different.
I'm reading the YouTube comments, and Mailman NB says, "I don't like anyone."
I actually am getting a shirt made similar to that, and you'll see it stuff.
There's also from Mudcat. He says Trevor has never been wrong. He thought he was once, but he was mistaken.
That's right. I love that expression.
Oh, so good.
Nice.
Thank you all for your feedback.
Yeah,
We'll
I think there's some definitive things in there that we can improve and fix on, like the audio comments. And someone thought I control the video camera and swap it around a lot. It actually just it's on auto mode right now. Whoever's talking switches the video camera to them.
That came up in another podcast. The same thing. People just don't use this software, so they're not 100% familiar with how it works, and that's just it. It's a Google software, and it switches automatically to whoever's making the most noise. That's why it's constantly on me. Can't shut up.
Yeah.
I like that the most of the comments were all good. Everything was really balanced. There were some really consistent, good comments about everybody, and I like that the things you could improve were mostly like joking and fun with a few.
Mostly.
So I think overall, very well balanced.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I'm in Squad 1 on Saturday.
What a surprise. Well done.
Is that your squad?
Yeah, it's Trevor's Squad.
My squad that I said was full and berated him for not getting it done on time because now he could be in my
Matthew
squad.
just does.
20 minutes later, I'm in your squad. Shut up.
I
Oh,
know people.
do you know who I am? Like seriously.
I know, right?
Mm-hmm. Why don't we get into listener feedback, YouTube version? Who's been paying attention?
I think we've been hitting on it the whole time here.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
Have we missed anything?
I don't think so. I haven't been really paying attention. I've been trying to keep us on track because that's my job, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Listener feedback. Listener feedback is sponsored by Armory DC Gunsmith. Armory DC Gunsmith is a full-service gunsmith who specializes in firearms refinishing. He offers hot bluing, parkerizing, Cerakote finishes, as well as wood refinishing. Check out his online inventory of new and used guns, firearm accessories, optics, and more at dcgunsmith.ca. You can also follow him on Facebook. I do. Go over there and join it. And you can also follow him on Instagram as well. You have a few things. And Trevor, do you got your show notes open?
Yes.
Okay, it's for you. It's from Spencer.
All right, stand by. I have them open, but I'm not at the right spot. I'm still looking at the... Oh, all right, here we go. I apologize. Okay. Trevor, with a cowboy gun? Well, now we've come full circle. What's next, Trevor? Dropping IPSC for cowboy action shooting? Not in this lifetime, pal. I'm just surprised that Matthew didn't taunt him the second time right then and there. I think it was also Trevor who mentioned the UTAS shotguns. I can tell you from both firsthand experience and a few honest reviews that you want to keep away from these. A friend and I both got a good deal on one of these from a place closing them out. They were cheap, but they were also completely unreliable. I don't think either of us were able to get through a full mag of any ammo we tried through them. And yeah, so UTAS, I didn't clue into that. We were talking about them last week. Like, what's the most famous UTAS gun that's the biggest POS ever?
UTS 15.
You got it. Yep. This month's Recoil had a review on these Turkish mag feds as well, and they had the same kind of issues. In fact, their rating was not recommended. I believe the issue they found was the gas piston size not being large enough to drive the action consistently. But I'm sure their reviews online. But I'm sure their review is online if you want the details. This is I've not heard that, but I have heard that opening up the gas port on some of these Turkish semi-autos, like for example my Typhoon, does increase reliability and does allow you to shoot lighter loads like 1 ounce instead of 1 1/8. So glad you guys like the BAR. I didn't like the BAR, to be clear. I'm sorry you were under that misunderstanding. I thought it was horrible. Oh, look who's being brutally honest again. I've actually been shooting a bunch lately, and it's garnered more interest at the range than anything else. Yeah, no wonder everybody's like, look at this abortion. Anything else that I brought there? It's kind of hilarious when people expect this huge boom, and instead it's just a little 22 size pop. And he didn't sign off, or you guys didn't copy and paste the sign off. So anyway, that is Spencer the Whale from Smyrna. And yeah, no, it's not a cowboy gun. What are you talking about? Cowboy guns for cowboy action are in PCC. They're pistol caliber carbines. Like, you got them in 45 Colt. You got them in 357 Magnum. Nobody shoots cowboy action with 4570. So
what's the 70 in 4570 mean? What's
I
that
don't know.
for again?
I don't know.
It's
Isn't it the
it's
year?
grains of black powder, isn't it? Or is it
Oh,
length?
is it?
Oh, that's right. It does go back to those days. That's why you can't. There's trapdoor 4570s, and if you buy newly manufactured commercial ammo, some of it's got a warning right on it: do not use this in a trapdoor. Because originally it was a black powder cartridge,
Pretty old cartridge, pretty much from the time of the Cowboys,
but not cowboy action.
but around the time of the Cowboys.
Fine, I'm a cowboy.
You're a cowboy.
I wanna
You
be-
got to get the hat and the chaps now.
Yeah.
No.
You got to cosplay when you go to matches.
Yeah. And you gotta say,
You got to come up with a nickname. You got to have a
I'm not.
nickname too.
It's called an alias, and no.
oh, what can we call him?
We can move on to shoutouts. Let's do that.
Okay, so we would like our listeners to write into the show and tell us what Trevor's new nickname is at slamfireradio@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. That's our next survey. Okay, let's move on to shoutouts. Trevor, you do have one. I see it's written in there, so please.
Oh, to the Woodstock and Maple Sea crew. Thanks for an amazing weekend, guys.
You're welcome. It was awesome. I love seeing you.
Yeah, it was a great time.
Sitting around the campfire later was also a great time.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, because we're done. Okay, never mind. We'll just move on.
Done for
Adriel?
now. Yeah, all the guys that helped put on the Battle of Alberta 3-gun match raised a ton of money for a worthy charity, and it was a pretty fun, pretty challenging match. I'm going to put up some video maybe tonight or something like that, so you guys can heckle my shooting and my hobbling around on my crappy knees that I did on day 2.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was fun.
Matthew, you don't have anything written here, but I'm polite, so I'm going to ask you. If
Well,
you
I'm gonna give a shout out to the 12 people who voted for me.
Awesome.
There's 3 people in your family. Where'd you find?
I know, right?
Where'd you find 8 other people?
Dave, what about you?
Shout out to my buddy Mad Cat who's listening, and our listener Adam and Lori who are going to chauffeur me to the GAT show tomorrow. Thanks, guys.
Yay.
Appreciate it, and thanks for you guys for being awesome.
Okay. I'm going to give a shout out to the other Trevor. I also like to call him the better Trevor, but the reality is he is other Trevor. You're both pretty awesome. He led us into the range at a really, really early morning time at 6 o'clock at Restigish. So I just wanted to say thank you. And then he shot the whole day. Yeah,
he did. Yeah.
Yeah, he did. So pretty awesome guy, by the way. You have some pretty awesome people.
Oh yeah.
Fantastic people at your range. I just wanted to let you know that those people, pretty fantastic. So
I'm
you're
very
lucky.
fortunate. I really am. Trevor pretty much set up the Steel Challenge single-handedly.
Wow. Okay. Let's move on to Patreon. We do have a new one. Nate's the guy that sent us the information about the QE days. So he's also now a Patreon supporter. So thank you, Nate. We are going to have something that's coming out soon. We were hoping to do it this evening, but we've had to postpone it. So something coming out soon for all those Patreon supporters. If you do want to support us through Patreon, you can just go to patreon.com/Slamfire Radio. What it does is it allows us to produce content, but also replace things like these crappy headphones and get our quality up in our audio. So if you want to do that, that'd be great. You can also support the show by visiting our website. Click on the links for Cabela's. If you're going to go and shop, you might as well shop at Cabela's, and just go onto our website and then click on that link, and they'll give us a little bit of a kickback and join one or more of our National Firearms Association. But we would prefer that you do go and join the CCFR, because right now they are pretty much, well, they're one of the only ones that is fighting for us. From what I can say, they're active in the
Effectively.
Yeah. See, Adriel, that's what's so good about you too. I should have put that in the survey. You put it more better. And then go on to Gun Owners of Canada. We'd like to see you over there, because apparently only 12% of you go over there. And like us on Facebook too. We're not better than the people. I don't know. Who are we supposed to be trying to be better than?
Some charity
Everyone.
foundation that saves children. I think they got us. I think they got us.
Sabotaging them already, hacking their
Fine.
Facebook page. They're going down.
Kids keep me employed, so sure, I guess.
We'll find a group that we can, I don't know, let's say satanic rituals. I don't know.
So what you're saying is someone other than the children's charity.
We might have
Anyone,
a
pretty much,
chance.
really.
We might have a chance against them. And that's about it for this evening. Thanks everybody for listening to episode 308. It's not about that, but we did have some shots fired, so it was
I have
fun.
another shout out.
Okay.
Filthy Clone Boy, you're dead to me.
Aw. He's not to me. He gave me some stuff. Slamfire Radio with my name on it. It was awesome.
Cool.
He suggested my cowboy name should be Fat Bot Slim. I think he meant Fat Boy Slim. I don't know, Fat Bot. Maybe it's a typo, but either way, you're dead. You're dead, Cloney.
It is more better. Fat Bot Slim. Mhm.
Well
Okay.
done, sir.
I actually took a picture next to a bag of insulation today. I'll share it with you guys.
Jeez. I still think you're svelte. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Bye.